Salam, shalom. Wise said speaking. First one in, let me know if I'm clear. Peace and wisdom again. Peace and wisdom, Trill Chris. Can you let me know if I'm clear, brother? I might be acting like it's from Ted Moo. Okay, that's a good thing. Hopefully everyone is well. Today I want to do this video explaining the title. Of course, you guys see the title. I know we live in a time where y'all learn things online for the most part. This is not how you learn, but this is how y'all do learn. In that y'all try a lot of things, but you don't know what y'all be doing all the way through. You have to look at wisdom. Look at wisdom like a fire. If you let little kids play with fire, them not, understanding, they gonna get burned and you don't have to question that. Same like an electrician. An electrician is not gonna let their child, play with them wires because they already know it's a science to this. If you don't know it and you try to do it on your own accord, you more than likely gonna hurt yourself. That's how wisdom is. You're not being taught directly, wisdom's like a fire or electricity. You're definitely gonna hurt yourself. You need to be like, that's a hands-on thing that you don't play with. And so when I first started teaching, I was explaining to you guys how I isolated or sequestered myself, and that was how I got so wise. But it's a lot more to it than that. It's a whole understanding. So I'm gonna give y'all, the understanding right now. Seems like everybody's learning from TikTok more. TikTok is how you make yourself completely retarded. But those of y'all from this new generation, the new generation, y'all only know what y'all know. And that, you get my point? Meaning y'all come from a time where Google is how you find out information, and going on YouTube, TikTok, things like that. That is how you learn. Y'all don't know anything prior to that. And that, you get my point? Y'all don't have a compass or a sense of direction to kind of realize like, oh, we're the new generation and everybody was already here. And whatever everybody was already doing before we got here, for the most part, that's still everything. And we just kind of lost in our own little bubble of things. You get my point? Y'all don't read scholarship. Y'all watch online to learn like different scholarships. Y'all speaking about the Anunnaki, y'all learned it from watching online. And that, if I say like you never read the book, so you don't know what you're talking about. This generation don't understand what that means, because in their mind, that's how you learn. You learn it from just listening to people tell you whatever they tell you. It doesn't pop in their head, oh yeah, if I didn't read the book, I don't necessarily know if the person that I was listening to even knew what they was talking about. It's like a hearsay thing. Everything y'all do in the daytimes boil you down to hearsay. But you can't get anywhere with that. You're going to become as wise as you're questioning. So look at it like that. However wise you seek to be, So there's a question that leads to that. I'm going to say that again just in case it came out wrong. Whatever level of knowledge or wisdom you're seeking to bust through or evolve into, there's a question before you're getting there. Everything is a question. Let's say you're a Christian. You say, man, I truly wonder if Jesus is real and if all of this is real, if I'm on the right path. You're evolving beyond that moment is a question. A question you haven't asked yourself concerning the matter. In that, you get my point? The wisdom lies in the answer, but before the answer comes the question. And so that's a little jewel for y'all to keep y'all minds, you know, on the right train of thought. Now, in regards to isolation, extreme isolation, this is going to lead to your having a selfish perspective. So extreme isolation leads to selfish perspective and a selfish nature. Of course, the selfishness or the self itself, this is associated with the Satan. Let's say you say, I ain't into God and Satan and all of that Christianity stuff. Satan is a word. Christianity uses it, but, you know, overall it's a word. And that word has to do with self. Or you can say the God of all selves, the self. And everybody else is just, you get it, an emanation of. So you're an individual, I'm an individual. But that doesn't necessarily mean you have the full self embodied. You know, the selfish perspective, all about self, so to say. A self thing, selfish thing. But we can evolve into that being as though we are individuals. So there's a balance that you have to keep in understanding things. Now, when you're dealing with isolation, being as though we're all individuals, and we do have the potential to become selfish in our perspective, or the opposite. We have the potential to become both. You know, look at it as an up or down thing. But because you're an individual, so you have the potential to become a Satan or a selfish perspective or a selfish-minded individual. You have that potential. Isolation is what will lead you there. You follow? Of course, the opposite of isolation is, you know, being around an abundance of people, never having a moment to self. So you have those two extremes, and you have the balance in between. Look at isolation as the path to becoming selfish in your nature, in your perspective, and look at the opposite of it, which is you're always being around people, never having a moment to yourself. This is going to make you lose your perspective, where you be dependent on others. Kind of think about how it is in these times where you always hear people asking for others' perspective. Like, what's your take on this? That come from that. Y'all watch online too much. Y'all are always engaged in everything, you know, never truly taking a moment to self, even when you're alone. So you're online, in that, you get it, you're always involved, never truly getting a moment to self. So some of y'all may be alone right now, but you're online. In that, it's no different than you being amongst the crowd, because your being amongst the crowd is you're adopting others' perspectives. Look at it as a handicap. If you can rely or feel you can rely on others' perspectives, then you're not going to use your own ever. Your perspective is going to get tangled in with others because you have ego. So you're going to look at it like, no, I got my own perspective while borrowing others. You get my point? This is what being, always involved, or whatever is the opposite of isolation. And so the balance lies in between the two. A lot of people isolate themselves to an extreme, not understanding, that whole practice. Y'all think a lot of things that y'all hear is just what you heard, and it's a whole practice to it. It's a whole order to it. But you have a lot of people in today's times trying to isolate themselves, whether you heard it from me or someone else who got it from me. There's a balance to it. If you go to either extreme, we speak in the extremes. Well, if you go to the isolation extreme, you're going to adopt a selfish nature, a selfish perspective, and you get my point. This is going to interfere with your relationships, opportunities, and every other aspect of your life outside of self. Worse than that, you're going to get, disconnected. All you have is your own perspective to go on anything. If the ego is not balanced out, do you get my point? And it will take your perspective as, that all-knowing thing, even though it isn't. And so it's all a balance. A lot of people will isolate themselves, and then you may find it hard for you to communicate after that, like with others. Or if you're someone speaking to someone isolated, that was isolated for a while, they're locked into whatever perspective they have. It may not even be accurate, but you're trying to change it. You'll come to see, like, I'm not wasting my time. They too lost into their self. You get my point? And so you have to find the balance. Meaning when you start to notice that you don't have a perspective on anything, your own mind and your own sense of awareness, and you kind of dependent. Well, this means you need to isolate yourself or disconnect from, online, outside, whatever it is, where you're picking up. What do you call that when, not static, but y'all know, like in radio, picking up too much. It is static, but that's not what I was talking about. But in any event, you picking up too much. You need to isolate yourself, and kind of let all the perspectives that are not your own, kind of pass on through the mind. It's all repetition. Those of you that's isolated and you've gone to the extremes, well, you need the opposite. So you have to know when you've been isolated too long, and you have to know when you need. I said wavelengths. I guess you could say that. But that's not what I was thinking about either. But view your minds like, a receptor. It's taking in too much. Like, too much perspectives ain't good, especially if the perspectives themselves ain't good. And that's you get my point. This is how y'all become, kind of dumbed out. Everything is a balance in finding, in finding it, so to say. Otherwise, you have some of y'all losing yourselves to society and, the world. And then you have the other half of you guys losing yourself to yourself. Like I always say, wisdom is a balance. A balance is fair. The mind isn't fair. Then how can you receive in what's right? Right is going to always be what's. But if you're not fair, how do you get to right? And so it goes deep. Y'all actions, they project if the mind is fair or not. And so you get my point. Fair is not the moment you want something to be fair. Fair is an overall thing. What interferes with people being fair or balanced is their emotional state, what they like, what they dislike, and you get my point? Being able to control their perspective, not letting it be fair and balanced. Because the perspective isn't fair and balanced, so you get it? You attract things that are not necessarily fair and balanced. We speak in people, environments, things of that nature. You're going to settle in wherever the mind fits. Always look at it that way. You're going to always find yourself wherever the mind is. If you're in bad circumstances, it's because the mind is in a bad circumstance or in a bad place. And the mind in a bad place, it make for the circumstances. If the mind's in a good place, do you get my point? You'll find yourself in good places or attracting like-minded individuals. But everything boils down to self-awareness. I mean, you have to be aware of how you are, so you can make it whatever adjustments you need to. Now, if you have any questions, ask before I move along to the next deep thing. Is my view good? Hopefully so. Giving you all a chance to write your questions. I'll be having, I think my account been hacked, so, by the government or something. But I'm giving you all a chance to write any questions you may have. Your questions is the path to, the mind, opening up and understanding things. Terrell Watkins, what's up? What's up, digital son? It's my online son, y'all. Let me know if your father's present as well before I play with you like that. But you said, why do unfair people get away with so much dirt and still get to the good things in life? This is something that you convinced yourself, but it's not a reality. Meaning unfair people getting away with things and all of this is something you convinced yourself. You're probably in an environment with all unfair people, and you're just judging those that's on the tops of that unfairness. But you get my point? In regards to, what you said, that's not accurate. Unfair people usually have people that are unfair with them. Their unfairness is a result of that. It's like I told y'all before, some of y'all, you come here, you unfair with me. I already know in your own life you probably have mad dependencies or people depending on you that's not necessarily fair with you, and so you're going to pass that on. That's why being balanced and fair is important. Whether you are it or it's happening to you. But it's all how you see things. If you see things like, I don't know what you're looking at, meaning people that do crimes, this doesn't have anything to do with fair or unfair in regards to others, but this just has to do with fair to themselves. This system has a thing called prison. If you do crime, well, you in the runnings up to end up in a little prison. And that, you get my point? You kind of being unfair to yourself. So let's say you're doing crimes right now. You're not being unfair to no one else unless you like robbing people or whatever. You get my point? Put everything in perspective. Whatever crime you're doing, every crime don't boil you down to you're being unfair with someone. But technically, you are being unfair with yourself. You putting yourself in an environment or in a lineup where you could end up in that place. And more than that, you putting yourself in an environment of people you can't trust. So maybe some of them tell on you and make you do go to that place. Maybe some of them see something you like. That's a dog eat dog world, so they gonna take or do whatever they want. So you get my point? In perspective, it's a sin against your own self. Fair don't Fair don't stop at others. It starts with yourself. You have to be fair with yourself and to help you to be fair with others. A lot of times, you get my point? We're unfair with our own self. Peace and wisdom, DM. It's my name for you. Now, behold thy son. There's a difference between wisdom and programming. You have programming. So you said there's nothing good in this life. That's negative. You said there's joy in Christ. No joy in the world. Even with material things, it's fake. Don't compare yourself with others. Seek the kingdom first within you. Salah. You're like a Judas Christian. Just saying that because you said Salah. I mean, you say amen. You're like a Christian Judas Muslim. You know, all three of these religions are one and the same. You know, they descend from Abraham. But let's keep everything simple. Your program. This is how a lot of people are in the daytimes. Their mind is programmed, but they confuse themselves that their programming is a knowledge of some sort. Okay, you said just you and your moms. Salam, shalom. Tell your mother I said hi. Tell wifey I said hi. And, you know, you still want me to be your daddy online? Because a lot comes with it, my boy. Got to give up your mama, man. That's mine's now, big baby. Booty. How's my wife taking care of herself, huh? Don't get mad. I'm your daddy. Remember? I like having fun with y'all. Y'all have tons of fun. Nah, I'm just playing with you. But tell your mother I said hi for real, not in a funny way, man. You make sure you tell your mother I'm your online daddy. And you make sure, you know, she approves of it, because that's what matters most of all. Till you of age to, you know, do your own thing and you ain't dependent on her. Now, to my Christian Judas buddy, behold thy son. You're confusing your belief in religion with your belief in God. It's two different things. And a lot of Christians do this. They're a part of a religion. They overlook the religion as the group and the gang of people. The God and religion is two separate things. Yes, they're merged, but they're two separate things. Most Christians worship the religion, not the God, meaning they believe in their religion. They have not gotten to the God part yet. Do you follow? And because y'all confuse believing in religion with believing in God, it becomes the blinders over y'all eyes that don't allow y'all to see that belief don't have anything to do with anything. You either have a relationship with God and you know God, or you hoping and believing to one day, which is what belief is, which is what the religion is. So it goes back to what I said. Y'all believe in the religion, which is a hoping and a wishing. But when does the hoping and the wishing come to an end? If you say, when I die, well, then all this time you was alive, you had no connection with God. Your connection with God and your being one with God and having a relationship with God, this all starts after belief. You can't say, I believe I have a daddy. Well, you're having a daddy or not going to start when you know if you do. Can't say, I believe in God. That means you don't know. Again, if you believe in God, that means you don't know if there is one or not. You just choosing that there is one and you hoping, you follow, that it is. God is something that you're supposed to know, something that you're supposed to have a relationship with. Most people overlook that part. I'll say it again. God is something you're supposed to have a relationship with, a presence that you're supposed to know. You're not supposed to have a program to help you to believe. God ain't make believe, so what do believe have to do with God? If somebody say they believe you, well, we both know they don't know if you told the truth or not. Otherwise, they would have said, I know what he said was right. There's no belief when you know. That don't go together. And don't let anyone convince you that you can't have a relationship or know God. You have to believe. You get it? That's not true. But it ain't never was supposed to be a belief in God. You either know God or you disconnected from it. You get it? You either have a connection with God or your ass don't. Belief is some trick that they swindled up in there, but many people have not, evolved to grasp that. Peace and wisdom deprogram. Terrell Watkins said, my mom's is into the Christian religion, goes to church and believes she's a prophet that get visions in her dreams. Yeah, Christianity keep you a kid for quite a while. A lot of people don't realize that. They confuse programming with wisdom and learning and understanding. Program is just memory. So they remember or memorize whatever parts of the religion they choose to, and then they just keep blabbering that out. But that don't have anything to do with the mind opening up to a reality. Now you probably got a fine mama, but her mind probably, you get it? Her mind is limited. Meaning she ain't never gonna have a relationship with God or a connection with God because she already got what she want, which is belief. And belief is a limit. You follow? How long we gonna believe in God before we know God? Then the Christian gonna reach to lie. Then you say, damn, I can't fuck with Christians because they lie too goddamn much every time they get caught up in You follow? It become a program thing where you talking to a robot. And if you require them to think outside they programming, then they break. Meaning they either go crazy or start lying. But this doesn't stop at Christianity. Conscious community people, meaning Pan Africans, Hebrews, pretty much every group y'all can think of, it's the same thing. Y'all have a programming. When you get asked something outside the programming or that, the programming didn't fulfill for you yet, system overload. Then you break. And so Christians believe in the world. Like I said, they believe in their religion. And they confuse that with believing in God. Belief got to do with lie. And the moment you deal with lie, you put blinders on your own eyes. In that, they forgot all about the relationship with God. They lost into the belief. They say, no, I believe in God. They think belief is the same as knowing truth. Belief has become truth to y'all, so y'all don't reach past belief. Belief actually sound like right and no to y'all. And that a Christian will tell you so proudly, I believe in God. What the hell did belief ever get it? We grown. Now try to tell a Christian woman that. Tell her we grown-ups, man, and you talking about belief. Belief is for little kids that get told shit by their parents that ain't true. You know when you lying to your kids. Y'all got kids, y'all know what I'm talking about. When you lying to them, ain't nothing to show them that's true about it. So you just be like, you feel me? And do what I said if I put hands on you. Y'all got that. Y'all got parents, mothers, fathers. Y'all know what I mean. You get to start to questioning your parents because they ain't making no sense. They be like, take your ass to your room and stop mouthing off. You ain't even, you get it? Like I wasn't mouthing off. I was just trying to get clear on what you said. But they be like, nah, you're talking back. They start getting their belt already. You like, God damn. Okay, Santa Claus is real. You gotta hit him with the, all right, Santa Claus is real. I heard you. If I don't wash the dishes and do my chores, the devil gonna come steal my soul. All right, you right. I believe you. That's how that happened, you know? When somebody telling you something so outrageous where you like, I'm just gonna, for sake of getting yelled at and beat up, and you just go with it. And this all religion is. Meaning if you go to the start of Christianity or any religion, it was a lot of beating up and crucifying and, force. Christians of old was forced to be Christians. This is how y'all Christians of the daytime are Christians so easily. Back in the day, you had to beat the Christianity into somebody, you feel me? Many dicks was cut off and many slaves' dicks was cut off and they was turned upside down for this religion. I know that sound crazy, but it is the truth. Can't nobody deny that. Hella Christians are hella slaves. Hella slaves back in the day. They wasn't really jacking like this beat up dude on the cross being their daddy, you feel me? Or they God. The slaves of old, they had a mind like me a little bit, so they like blood looked like he lost already. You trying to make me worship defeat, like. So this is me and the old lady Christian. She say, man, you need to come into the Christ and all of this. I said, oh, that dude that's on that cross? She said, that's the Lord and the Savior. I said, blood looked like he lost. Whatever fight he had, he don't look like he won, man. They killed blood. She gets mad. Yeah, Christian get mad. They think I created Jesus get beat up on the cross. I'm just expressing what I see. Blood look a little beat up on you, feel me? He look like he got jumped. I mean, stop laughing. I said, damn, you gonna look like he got jumped. Blood was in the game. They blooded the niggas. What happened? This is not righteous. I'm sorry. I know y'all ain't be upset. I'm just having fun with y'all because it's childish, but I don't see how y'all don't see it. Like, hell, it's your savior beat up, man. Come on, get real. And you can't say he coming back because everybody that get beat up, whoever liked him say that. He said that about Errol Spence and everybody, you feel me? When they got beat up, they was like, nah, they gonna come back. He coming back. You gonna see. It's like I always tell Christians. They kind of like, the ones that haven't evolved beyond that staircase. Everything is just steps to evolving into higher known. But people get lost on their stairs. So in perspective, Christians is kind of like, a little kid sitting by the window. He like, my daddy coming back. My daddy coming back. And you like, yeah, I don't want to tell him the truth because you feel me? He believe it. He believe it so much. So you like, yeah. Yup. Yup, your daddy. I'm sorry, I got to have a little bit of fun. Y'all ain't got no sense of humor. Christianity robs y'all of that too. Oh my God. Got to fill y'all back up, with the real Holy Spirit. Y'all got the negative Holy Spirit. That's not what this is about. God on my side. Whoever Jesus really is, he on my side. I'm speaking up for blood. I'm letting y'all know. Whoever y'all fake character is supposed to be, the real deal one don't take no L's. You got to be smoking if you think that's real. God don't take no L's. Ain't nobody putting hands on God. Ain't nobody concede God too. Man, God ain't got no physical offsprings because God ain't physical, man. You get it? You either got a real relationship with God or you got a real relationship with some made up shit. And whatever's made up is going to be made in the image of whoever's doing the making up. You get my point? So the God y'all have is a goddamn man because man made all that shit up. I suppose the God the horses is a horse, man. You gotta know these things. If I'm lying, well, let's go back to Jesus being a donkey then. Because before y'all had the man on the cross, there was a donkey on the cross. This your Alexamenos thing. You can look that up. Alex, amen, like Alex, amen, and then put a os at the end, a os. That's how you spell it. Alex, amen, like amen, and put a os at the end of that. This is Jesus before y'all know Jesus or Jesus was in the image that y'all know him, which is a man. He was a donkey on the cross. And this ain't a drawing. This was carved into a wall back in the day. And under the image, it read, Alexamenos worships his God. Meaning somebody of old was... somebody back in the day was teasing a ruler of old trying to enforce whatever religion they was trying to enforce on the people. You gotta remember back in the Knights Templar times, they was Christians, but they was enforcing Christianity on people. Basically telling people that, God is some dude that got spit on his face on the cross. People like, I'm not going with that. That's blasphemy. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Who's really doing that? Like, who's really making images of God beat the fuck up, spit on the cross? That's crazy when you think about it. So they like that in the past. Before he was a beat up man on the cross, he was a dead donkey on the cross. So people like, we not jacking that. That's violation. You could draw God to be any kind of way you want because can't nobody see it anyway. So why would you do that? Again, y'all could have God in any image y'all want, being as though ain't nobody got no real picture of God. Why y'all got that one where dude beat up on the cross like that and think that's cute? Because it ain't. Now, you a Christian. You ain't make none of that up. You just fell into it. You never really paid attention to any of the shit I'm saying. And this is what I mean by programmed. Because you programmed, it become your blinders. Once somebody accept lie, then they blindfolded from there. In that, you missed all of that. Nothing I'm saying is really that deep. It's all, you get it? I don't have to say anything. Just pick up the image and you could say it yourself. The image is self-explanatory. They disrespectful. That's what you should get when you look at the image. This is just disrespectful. Some of y'all kids got shot all in their chest. But that ain't the image you had of them at the funeral. Because that just be disrespectful. That part. And so again, peace and wisdom, Andrew Anderson. Everything I'm saying is truth, though. It's funny, but it ain't my funny. It's just funny, like all the things people overlook when they get programmed. Once they get programmed and they think it's a me versus them thing, so a Christian think it's a me versus them thing. They don't get like it's a you versus your religion thing. It don't have nothing to do with me. Whatever you believe in is either right or wrong. And you're going to have to live out whatever it is. And I ain't got nothing to do with that. Your religion being right or wrong don't have nothing to do with me. What I believe in or what I know have to stand. Just like whatever you want to believe in, whether true or not, you have to stand on it. That means you can't cry when it come to be whatever it is. That's all stand on it mean. It mean don't cry later. And so you get my point? And that's what all of y'all. Y'all be debating y'all perspectives, getting upset, going into dishonorable mode to try to discredit the next person, forgetting everybody got to live out whatever they believe in their own brain. And so you might want to make sure whatever's in the brain is accurate. And if it ain't accurate, you don't need to take it in there. Because lie gonna be your death. Meaning you can't depend on no lie. You can't depend on no liar. And so y'all better keep track of everything somebody tell you that don't pan out to be a truth. Because there's your liar. And whether they doing it on purpose or not, do you get my point? The result's still the same and they putting your life in danger. Again, if somebody willing to lie to you, well, they willing to throw you under the bus. You get my point? That's the whole point of that. Ain't nobody gonna let you fall into no lie if they got love for you. They gonna argue with you on it for your life's sake, you know? Hoping that you listen, but never overlook the lies that you take in or the lies you project out, because the mind adjusts itself to kind of make the lie a truth, being as though you're going to be defending it. You have a lie, then you have the defending of the lie, and this is what drags a person deep down the path of lying, because every defense of the lie is a new lie, meaning it's another lie. And that there's no such thing as one lie. Maybe you heard like there's one truth only. Yeah, but there's millions of lies, because you gotta keep defending it. The truth don't have to defend itself. Whatever it said is gonna be good. Always. Like, if I say something that's truthful and you ask me about it and you think you found an angle where it ain't the truth, all I have to do is repeat it again. It's still gonna stand firm. Like that. With a lie. Lie's like a broken house. You gotta keep putting work into it. You gotta keep working on that thing every day, you feel me? It just ain't gonna hold up. And so, overall, whatever religion or groupings you fall into, know that you're having a relationship with God. Not belief, not the group, not the religion, this thing or that thing, but you have to have a relationship with God. And this don't boil you down to no word or title, meaning God is a title. Having a name for God and a word for God and all of this is truly a disrespect to the true path of things. You get my point? The true path of things is for you to become perfected and as close to the ideal of God as you can. And this is you worshiping God and you get it, making it manifest out. You becoming as wise as you can become. Therefore, when you speak, your words, it's a reflection of God. The way you carry yourself and deal with others, reflection of God. You get my point? Meaning everybody's relationship with God stops at themselves. A person that really believes in God, do you get my point? The mind is going to be on the right frequency, the emotional state as well, the physical appearance. They working towards perfecting themselves, and the closer they get to it, the closer they get to God. And this is the true path of, you get it? You're becoming one with God. What interferes with that is the religion. It makes y'all think God is outside of yourselves and some dude that's gonna save y'all. God gonna save you when you perfect the self and become one like God or a physical manifestation of. And when you become a physical manifestation of God, this is a perfected person. Of course, y'all have ideals that tell y'all can't nobody be perfect. Well, you could still give it a shot. Cause y'all got all the ideas to keep a motherfucker a whole bum in this life. You get it? Ain't no such thing as perfect and all this nonsense. You ain't try. It sound like an excuse, so you never even put forth an effort. And when I say perfect, I mean like you're being perfectly fair in your ways and controlling your emotions to where you're not gonna be doing some dumb shit. Everything action. Being of service in this life and not, you get it? Tearing down. You got two types of people in this life. You got the impoverished souls and you got the wealthy soul. I apologize. I lost my connection. If anyone wants to give back, make sure you click the video's title. My links are there. Now, where was I at? Clicked out on my end. I was struggling to get it back. Lost my train of thought. Oh, I was speaking of you guys becoming your perfected self. And so this is the path of anyone wise or anyone on the path of wisdom. It has to do with perfecting itself. You want to start with the mind and the emotional state, then the physical vessel will follow. You get the self as fair and balanced and, a perfected physical emanation of balance, you know? The more you perfect yourself, the more you will become aware or knowing to the presence that is God. And this is the thing that's within you, Like I always tell y'all, God is within y'all. And God don't have no image, so it come as you. It come as you in your perfected state or the potential of you. The potential of what you can be. God come to you in that way. Now most of y'all will probably say, I ain't never seen God. I ain't never seen nobody come to me like me. You hear a voice in your mind sometime or in your heart. A lot of times y'all get to arguing with that voice. That's your higher self or God basically impressing on you what you already know you need to clean up, but you don't want to. So you start arguing with yourself like, I vaguely remember I used to do these things before I was wise, but these is things I had to, keep, on top of in my mind. Like, whatever bothers you, you can argue with it or you can just fix it. And so, starting a relationship with God has nothing to do with programmings, religions, things of that nature. It have to do with your understanding what I just said, becoming aware of the voice inside, or God inside, and learning to discern the difference between, that God and that other thing that y'all have inside of y'all that make y'all do little things, that lose y'all perspective. There is no excuse for dishonor, but the dishonorable person will seek one out. You get my point? You do something dishonorable to me, I'm not going to do something dishonorable to you. That's not what I do. You do something dishonorable to a dishonorable person, do you get my point? They'll do it back because that's what they do. And they have a reason for it now, which is truly not a reason. You get it? Let's say you solid. You say, man, I don't. Let's say you in the streets. You say, I'm solid. I don't do no snitching. If somebody snitch on you, ain't gonna make you change your morals, is it? That part. They what they is. That's that. And you what you are. And that's that. And they gonna tell regardless. And you ain't regardless. Do you get my point? You are what you are. And so it's about perfecting the self. Or getting as close as you can get, Your relationship with God is dependent on it. So people tell you they seeking out God, they looking for God. They need to look at all the error in their ways, because they're cleaning up the error in their ways is the cleaning up the slate. The cleaning up, or the clearing of the vision too. This God that they looking for. You have to strip the self down. Remove yourself from environments that are not fair and balanced, and people as well, and you get my point? Start soul searching and start removing the error in the perspective. This is the mind, and the mind being lost into its ego, which is its own perspective. And you get it? Just putting that work in on itself slowly but surely. Y'all got y'all whole lives to work at self. You can always take a break. That don't mean you jumping off the cliff or you jumping off the path. That mean you just taking a break from the works on self. The same way y'all have a lunch break at y'all jobs. Put yourself on a cycle. Stay on top of your error ways. Stay on top of the emotional state. Stay on top of, everything that's going to stray you into what you don't want to be. Now, if y'all have any questions, ask before I get into this money thing. One of them birds getting raped. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that out. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that out loud. I hope y'all didn't hear me. I had the mic down. Over there moaning and groaning. What y'all doing? Over there having pitching. Oh, getting it done. Bird over there getting. I'm just playing. The birds over there getting dizzy. Beating her down, y'all hear that? Let me stop playing with y'all. Y'all gotta get y'all emotional state together. Y'all fear me? Y'all scared of me? I'm just asking. Y'all act like y'all scared of me. If y'all are, what part? Because I'm quite kind and, I'm not that threatening. So if you scared, I'm just asking why. Like, giving y'all a chance to write y'all questions while I wet my palate. Terrell Watkins, I don't think you could be my son, my boy. I'm just being real with you. Because the things you say is things I never, the things you say is things I would never condone. You can't be my son talking like that. And CDXRK. You got to be more clear on what you saying. Are you calling me a snake? Uh, or what? I don't know what you're saying. More than that, I don't know anyone that I've ever snaked. But you could tell me. Oh, you was talking about Terrell. Oh, y'all kind of know that I am the honorable wise one. Okay, I like that. Y'all never question my honor. I like that. I ain't got no problem with all that other shit. Just don't question my honor. I like to try to keep it as honorable as I can, and I always was like that, because you get it? You got younger people always watching you, so you get it? There's certain morals you want to stand on no matter what. You're going to have your little slip-ups. The older you get, you should study out a little more, in the moral department, but outside of that, even if you young, you still got morals that you should be upholding. And that's just for, like your little brother and whoever's younger than you that, whoever's younger than you that, watching you and emulating you, because they going to adopt your flaws. You got to always look at it like that. We growing and getting older, but our flaws is what our young gonna kind of hold on to. I guess that's what they gonna see first, because that's what's first before we clean it up. You get my point? We all young before we old, so we got all the time to make all the mistakes in the world. A lot of people have children young, and that, you get it? Their children are learning their errant ways first, and that's kind of what stick. So even when you're young, you want to kind of stand on whatever kind of morals you have. Whatever ones you do have, you don't want to bend them for nothing. What you just said, CDXRK, I apologize. I salute that. That's a sound mind to have. You said God is always watching, even if you think you're alone. Y'all all have y'all all have unconscious minds. And y'all conscious, meaning you conscious right now, you thinking whatever you thinking, and you gonna act on whatever you act on. But that mind or consciousness that you are is gonna get set into that unconsciousness, meaning your whole mind gonna get taken from you at night. And so when they say God know what you're thinking, what you're doing, everything, like that. When you go to sleep, your mind get taken from you, and you get it? You can't say where it went, but you better know before it was given back to you. It was it was scammed through to make sure you deserve to wake up. You still got works to do, so you wake up. I'm assuming you said don't make your own mistakes, man. There's been hundreds before us. I'm assuming you talking to Terrell Watkins, and he needs all the he need 4-5 daddies, huh? Crazy. He said if someone snitch on him, he's snitching too. Then you might as well snitch first, if that's all it take. You basically just said in a nutshell, all I need is a reason to be a snitch. Now, snitching is street rule shit. Your wisdom don't have nothing to do with the streets, so hopefully ain't none of y'all coming here with stupid street rules in your brain, convincing yourself you got something to do with wisdom, or you on the path of wisdom. Snitching ain't important. If you in the streets, whatever happened to you gonna happen to you, and it's good for you overall. And any person that's in the streets that don't view it like that, well, this is your sucker. They ain't come to terms with the reality and the lifestyle that they live in, and they what you call a liability. But anybody that's in them streets and they real, when I was younger, I was in them streets. Whatever happened to me, shot, stabbed, arrested a bunch of times. People making false allegations about me because if they can't beat you, then they gonna lie on you. And you get my point? All kind of things you could think of. But I never stepped off my square. You get it? If somebody put a false allegation that I'm a rat, there was no ratting that came after that. It was just if I see you, you get it? If I see you, you gonna see ratting is the least of your problems. But outside of that, you get it? Like I said, the streets don't have nothing to do with wisdom and morals, but a lot of y'all lost there and you tangled the two together. And street morals mean more to you than real morals. But when you're dealing with real morals, you got a thing called brotherhood and the betrayal of that. And you can look at snitching as, a minuscule version of something more real. And so you don't break your brotherhood, meaning you have whatever you are part of, and there's the rules of that thing to keep y'all all in order and keep y'all all, tight knit, so to say. But you're going to have those amongst the bunch that's Judas. And so you get my point? Snitching is a betrayal thing, and betrayal have nothing to do, or it's not limited to just the streets. Snitching is. Snitching have to do with people doing crimes. Somehow they brought morals into what is immoral. You get it? I'm going to break the law and do people bad. You get it? I'm a rob. So let's say you rob people. So you say I'm a rob people, but I'm going to hold my robbing partner to honor. What sense do that make? But this is how you is when you a kid, and this is where most people's street life or their criminal life start when they're a kid, so the brain ain't necessarily working all the way through. It only see the first part. But it wouldn't matter what world you in. And brotherhood, not being a betrayer, this is everything. And there's no excuses for it. You get my point? It's just the brotherhood, and that's that. And you stand on your square. You gonna win with the brotherhood, and then you gonna lose. Meaning the boat gonna be sailing good, then it's gonna have a problem and sink. But you sink with it. You sink trying to put the boat back together with everybody that was on the damn boat. And if the boat go down, well, you get it? That's when y'all all give each other hugs and say it was a nice run. See you at the crossroads, man. I see you at the railroad tracks for the soul, big baby. And that's how you do that. Meaning everybody got to die. So you enjoy your time living. You don't cry when it's your time to die. This is what a rat is. When his time come to an end, he don't want to accept it. He wants something different. So then he get to start to like talking, and you get it? He start to trying to steal other people's time. Kind of how y'all do with eating. Y'all say, damn, I'm hungry. Well, this fish, this chicken, or whatever it is y'all gonna eat, y'all say, well, it's just gonna have to suffer, because you get it? I got to live, my boy. And so you wanna, you wanna be sturdy in this life. You don't never want to let yourself get out of tune with reality. You're gonna do the things you do. You're gonna have the ups and the downs of the things you choose to do. You make sure you sturdy on both ends of it. You make sure you shift through it and make sure you can be. You get my point? And so anything I do, I make sure I can stand on it. And me teaching y'all truth, you're gonna have a lot of people that don't like it. So you get it? And maybe they can't challenge me in wisdom, but they could challenge me in throwing shit. I don't throw shit. I'm not never gonna have a competition of who could throw shit farther, but so I'm gonna have niggas standing around me throwing shit, talking about I beat you in the debate. Y'all know how this go. Like that, you gotta stand on your square. You gotta just be solid. Oh me your walk. Oh y'all schooling. Yeah, y'all can go ahead and school Terrell Watkins. Like I said, he need all the schooling he want. A lot of y'all are young and you kinda goofy to the point where you don't even know what you shouldn't say. Meaning Terrell Watkins, what you just said could get you hurt in this world, man. And you lost into all the fake talk of today. Meaning you got a lot of people in today times, they're promoting lies to this younger generation. They kind of like trying to convince y'all like, hey, you could snitch, ain't nothing wrong with it, ain't nothing gonna happen. And that's not true. They saying that from online. Whoever's telling you that, they not gonna go to those environments and say that. That's how you test that. Meaning if you young and you heard anybody telling you, man, you could snitch, nobody care about that no more. It's all fake. Go down to the gutter and say what they said then, and then you come back. If you can come back after that, then you right. Most of y'all already know in your own mind, I ain't doing that. That part. And DJ Academics tell y'all snitching is okay. I do it all the time. DJ Academics tell y'all he rat all the time and ain't got no problem. He say put him in the lineups to tell. Shit, if there's anybody need to be tell on, you get it? Blood say he don't mind. It's funny to me because I wouldn't, you get it? Those of y'all that's goofy, I would never deal with you, so you would never be my problem. I wouldn't care. It's just funny to me, like, I'm on the sides watching, like, you, they dumb. They are dumb, like. But if you young, y'all got people in this generation that sold y'all out, man. They selling y'all out for the government. The government want, they want young black males to get themselves killed and all those type of things. So when they telling y'all these things, they hoping this is what happens. Like maybe somebody crash out and blow your head off, and then they get to go to jail and you get to be dead, and two birds killed with one stone. And the person that's promoting these stupidities to y'all, maybe they ain't get it that way. Meaning maybe they wasn't told like we need you to like help us to get your own killed. But you get it, they just offer them money and they tell them like what they need to be saying and what they don't need to be saying. And they do as they told. And that you have youngsters like Terrell Watkins. He said, if somebody snitch on me, I'm snitching too. You don't have a mind to know like you could get hurt for that. There could be somebody watching right now that go to your little YouTube channel. And you get it? There's ways of tracking a person's location down. Most of y'all phone bill in your damn mama name. You get my point? You live with your mama and the bill go there, and you get my point? Y'all kind of wrapped and trapped in. And that you want to be careful. Hey, love. Excuse me. I'm recording if you don't want to be on camera. I'm recording. If you don't want to be on camera, don't walk this way. Okay. You're welcome. I apologize. But yeah. And basically got people telling y'all things that's not necessarily true. And that's not how it's going to be, He said, you're in public, bro. She could suck eggs. I'm not from y'all time. You don't record a person. I come from a time where if you recording somebody, you a goddamn peeping Tom. You's a half a, you a pervert. This is not a joke. If you young, you can ask your elders. In the time, if you would have came around people with a camera, they would have really been looking at you like, who do you work for? You're a weirdo. Why are you recording me, man? Are you going home to beat off to that? It could get strange and you could get arrested in the past for that. You can get arrested for that now. A lot of y'all think like you could record whatever you want. You can record in public, but when you start recording someone else, that's called harassment. You follow? You forgot that part of the law. Y'all pretend like y'all know the law, but y'all don't. Y'all watch TikTok and y'all get whatever pieces of things that y'all want to get. In that, you get it, you heard online somebody recording somebody and blabbering, it's my First Amendment, I can record in public, blah, 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 blah. But there's a thing called harassment, and if you're following somebody around with your camera or you're recording an individual, you can record the public. It's not talking about people. It's talking about the public space. Once you focus in on a person, you're harassing them. And that harassment could be sexual, where they like, I don't trust like why this person's, let's say it's a female. If you a man and you recording like that, you better be careful, man. You're gonna get a sexual harassment predatory charge where you like a serial rapist harasser. Like, you don't want to get caught in all of that dumb stuff. Said it means anything your eye can see. Listen, man, I'm telling y'all what y'all need to know so y'all can avoid catching charges. If y'all want to defend whatever y'all do, then have y'all just learn the hard way. Ain't nobody went down to the police station and filed a charge against you for harassment, and that's why y'all think y'all can do that. You follow? And so, I'm a man of honor and respect. You said I'm scared of the law. I'm not concerned with the law. I don't deal with the law. I deal with morals. What I'm speaking of got to do with morals. I'm not going to record somebody or let them walk past my camera unknowing that I'm recording. Why? That what I just told you. Say they get upset they on my camera, they make a whole lie about it like I'm always recording them. The next thing you know, I'm getting harassment charges from the cops. You get my point? Now, that probably wouldn't be the extreme, but when I be seeing a lot of y'all recording people on little TikToks and stuff, y'all qualify as harassment. It don't qualify as, you just record in a public space. You got your phone on a specific person, and all we could see is them mostly. Very little of the public space around them. And so if you young, it's best you don't record people because that could go bad for you. And worse than that, if you a minor, it's going to fall onto your parents. Yeah, like I said, I'm old school. I don't really do all the sloppy things y'all do in the daytime. Y'all think like showing y'all have no home training and y'all kind of dirty in y'all way. Show something. I come from a time, just back in the day when you was coming up, you was taught to be kind, humble, respectful in your ways. That way, when you put the hands of God on somebody, everybody already know where you stand. You get it? I don't bother nobody. If you see me beating the dog shit out of somebody, you better know they went to an extreme with me and been carrying on. And that's how we moved in the past. You could be against anything you want, but you still had to be polite. You still had to be kind. That ain't had nothing to do with you being gangster or a square. That just had to do with the common decency. It show your family background. Meaning when I was growing up, when you came outside, you came from a tribe. It wasn't like today where y'all ain't got no family and shit. When I was growing up, I represent my mama, my grandmother, everybody. And you get my point? How I carry it gonna reflect on those that raised me. They gonna be like, man, that nigga ain't shit cause you get it. These people ain't. Y'all know how this go. He ain't shit cause his mama ain't shit. And you don't want to be that person. It don't matter how people view you, but if how they view you is accurate, you get my point. You can control those things. So if you young, you respect my mind. Just take heed to what I just said, man. Make sure you conduct yourself right. Don't invade people's space. More than that, you invade somebody's space, you're bothering them. If they whoop your ass, you can't be a bully and a victim. A lot of y'all do that in the daytimes. You want to be a bully and a victim. You want to belittle. Then when you get belittled, you screaming out egos and stuff. It don't work like that. You can't serve two masters. You got to be what you are. If you're desperate to be a bully, well, being a victim come with that. You get my point? Whatever you do, everything got to come full circle. Don't ever look at it no other way. Don't ever think like you special and full circleness have no effect on you. The sun gonna rise and it's gonna set on us all. And that cycle gonna repeat. And whatever you do into this life or put out into this life, it's gonna make its way back around. Maybe it don't get you directly, but it's gonna hit your tribe, because that's what it's all about, the tribe. You get my point? Everybody come from a tribe, whether that tribe is Aryan all over the place or tight-knit. And so you get my point? You never lose sight of these things. Now let me see what y'all talking about. He said, Solace, you the wise unk of this earth. Salam, shalom. CDXRK. Indeed, champ, manners maketh a man, or the lack of manners. I'm trying to read y'all comments. Y'all been talking a lot. He said, only rat I like is Master Splinter, but if you a civilian, you could snitch. If you in a gang and you snitch, you a rat. Kenpachi Uzumaki 369. You read your comment and you tell me where that makes sense to you. Y'all are talking from the perspective of civilians, meaning y'all are civilians. Y'all have convinced yourselves y'all have ties with the gangsters. And y'all have some understanding with the gangsters. So you say civilians could snitch. You sound like a stupid fucking fool that's trying to convince himself some unfair thing is going to be respected in this life. A gangster will shoot your ass for not snitching and for not no goddamn reason. And you think they won't blow your head off. Something is wrong with y'all mind. He think gangsters live by what he just said. All I could do is try to save y'all lives. That's it. And all I can tell you, man, is what you just said is not accurate. A civilian is a snitch, and that's what you're confusing with a civilian can snitch. When you're dealing with the gangsters in the streets, a civilian is a snitch. So they tell each other to stay away from civilians and don't be telling civilians they goddamn business. Because the way a gangster see it is a civilian is on the right side of the law and they gonna tell. They a rat by default, meaning a snitch start with a civilian. When the gangster decide to snitch, then they view him as a civilian, but he ain't a civilian, so they call him a snitch. You follow? Which is to call him a civilian. When a gangster call another gangster a snitch, he basically telling him, man, you a civilian. You not one of us. A civilian think they got glory, so they think there's something separate from them and a snitch. They don't get they are the ultimate snitch. It's called a civilian. You don't have to question if a civilian gonna tell the cops on you. Of course they are. They are a civilian, man. Do you get it? Y'all have all that scrambled up to where y'all think, no, a civilian can snitch. Nobody's making rules where somebody can't do it. That's dumb. Why would a gangster say, I don't mind if a civilian snitch on me, I'll just take that? A gangster don't got nothing to do with a civilian. He gonna tell you why is you over here. You a civilian and you got a perspective where you like, no, this how it work in the streets. You be dead on the streets right there. Cause you ain't even a part of the streets. They gonna look at you like, who are you and what are you talking about? Again, you got a lot of y'all online. You're a whole civilian, but you keep talking about the streets like you would know. In the streets, you've been dead, because who are you? And who told you you had a voice on what goes on in these realms? And so again, all I can do is tell y'all things to help y'all save y'all lives. Y'all learning things online. That's where Kenpachi got that from, that you can snitch if you're a civilian. If you a civilian, y'all could snitch on each other. And whatever y'all rules y'all got for each other is y'all own rules. But when you dealing with gangsters, stop confusing people online running their mouth pretending like they gangsters with the real life ones that's in the street that y'all would never see. Again, stop convincing yourself the goofy nigga online that's just good with fighting with his mouth is a gangster. That nigga is a clown. You probably got no hands, no knives, no guns. It's just a mouth. You manipulate dumb people to go with whatever he talking about, but nothing not never gonna happen. Y'all keep watching these dudes online that y'all got as gangsters arguing. A gangster would never do that. What am I arguing with you for? We could get straight to the action. That's all we do out here is the action. Ain't talking about selling drugs. They are selling drugs. They not talking about whacking nobody. They doing it. Y'all getting lost into these fake people online that's the same as y'all, with y'all civilians acting like y'all know the rules. They doing exactly what you doing and just got popular for it, and you believing that they real life gangsters and they not. And everything they telling you gonna get you killed. Some of y'all say, I ain't never gonna be in the streets so it wouldn't matter. It ain't no separation. We talking about people, we not talking about a place. Your regular civilians and your gangsters is all wrapped up into the same areas. And so this is not a matter of you not never being in the streets where it's not gonna affect you. That part. We talking about people. You don't know who's around you that's a gangster. Gangsters have money. They live in the nice neighborhoods. But you get it? They still live by what they live by. You running your mouth saying dumb shit, they say, man, maybe I need to, you get it? Put this fire out before it even become a problem. And so if you young, whatever you learning offline, you might want to get it out your mind. You're going to get hurt in real life. And more than that, you're going to be saying something out loud that you're going to regret later. It's going to have you looking like a clown. Meaning most of y'all in the daytimes, you got yourself as a cool person. You in with the in crowd, but you in with the bozos of the past. All the goofies of old are now manipulating the younger generation to believe they not a goofy, and you get it? And y'all falling into it because y'all not using y'all eyes to see, like, hold on. I know what solid is. Who's actually measuring up to that? Y'all looking at who popular. They gonna put views on whatever they want y'all to believe in. And I better snap out that. And ain't no gangster, no gossip are gonna be sitting up online talking to you about the next dude. He got a problem with a dude, he gonna see him. The gangster got a problem with you, the last thing he want to do is hear your name. He not going to be online talking about you. He can't fucking stand you, nigga. If somebody bring your name up to him, he liable to kill their ass. And I'm saying that so you could grasp. A gangster's not never going to be talking about his op. He can't stand that nigga. If he catch him, that nigga's good as dead. Outside of that, you can't even bring the nigga name up. Y'all be watching people online fronting like they got ops, or running their mouth all day about the op. But do you get my point? A real gangster wouldn't be able to do that. He gonna lose it on whoever he talking to about the nigga. Get my point? The gangster real action. So the talking just gonna make him go into the action. And that the more he talk, the more the action's gonna start to manifest manifest. Y'all watching fake people. If you online doing all that fake stuff, you don't have to get upset with me. I ain't tell you to do that. And you know what you ain't supposed to be doing and what you is. You decided to sell out for views and all that dumb stuff. You stand on that. But you don't have to confuse me where I'm like gonna do goofy things with y'all back and forth. That ain't what I do. But if you young, maybe you get offline. Whatever you want to know, you're gonna have to go to the environments to know, or you're gonna have to ask somebody that really come from them environments for real to really tell you the truth of how we go. I'm telling y'all how we go right now, but my time in the streets is way before y'all time. You get my point? I'm 40, I'll be 43 next month. So you could say when I was in the streets, this 19 through 26, let's say. And half y'all probably went 8, maybe you was 8, I don't know. 5 years old or something, I wouldn't know, but you get my point? I'm too far gone from y'all. And that the things I say y'all may not respect on the street level because there have been so many generations of new up and coming street people, and you get it? Y'all change how y'all operate in the daytimes, you get it? Y'all got y'all goofy things, so all I could do is tell you what's always gonna be. You get my point? Meaning the time's gonna change, but then you got what's always gonna be. And so the streets what they is, I would tell most of y'all, if you ain't out there, just mind your business. The moment you get to start to running your mouth about it, it's a sure shot giveaway that your ass ain't really out there, because you get my point? You'd have to answer for that when you go outside later. Like, why was you online talking about, like, street shit? You get it? Whoever talking about the streets, they ain't actually in the streets because they ain't got to go outside after they do that video. And so do you get my point? Ain't no toughest in the streets. This is not a movie. You got the tough and you got the weak. And you get my point? Nobody gets a pass. Nobody's above, you know? What is? Yeah, Terrell Watkins, you better, I'm going to let you go for real because you got a real problem. I think you a little slow, but CDXRK said, why everyone so desperate to be from the streets? Because that's what they promoting to them. And that these younger generation think if they in the streets, then that's going to be their claim to fame. You get it? Some of them think if they go to jail, that's going to be their claim to fame. And so you get it? When you're dealing with black people, they know they all want to be famous. So they pick the bottom of the barrels amongst the blacks and glitter them up and make them famous so that they can attract the young to kind of go one way or the other in hopes that they become famous. So they put Jocelyn on Love and Hip Hop. Jocelyn could barely speak fucking English, and now you got a whole bunch of fucking Puerto Rican chicks fronting like they are immigrants still, but they not. They know how to speak English properly. Cardi B talked like a regular New Yorker all the way up until she decided to be on Love and Hip Hop. Like that. I'm gonna say it again. And niggas go see Cardi B in a strip club in New York. She sound like a regular New York girl. Not no Puerto Rican immigrant. But then do you get my point? And a lot of y'all try to change y'all voice in that way so you get it? You're embarrassing yourself though, because everybody already seen the original immigrant, Jocelyn. Like that. They mimic what they see because they all want to be famous. In that, they just grooming our whole race into being bottom of the barrel nothings. And the small few they decide to glitter up, well, the rest just be lingering around, influencing the rest. And so you got to be tricky when you know, letting yourself get entertained. You can get entertained by anything you want, but when you start to like worship and idolize and look up to whoever entertains you, well, you putting yourself on a path I don't think you're gonna want to be on. There you go, Prakyath. He said, I grasp solace. I take back what I said before. Snitching can cause harm to you, whether you a civilian or not. I'm not sure. Why would y'all even think gangsters and gang members would actually agree to that? It's almost like y'all like little kids manipulating. Y'all think y'all can It's weird if you really look at the statement. I don't see how y'all don't have a brain to say, hold on, that shit just don't even, something don't sound right about it. It's not fair. You basically telling me gangsters can't snitch, but civilians can snitch. And the gangsters have no problem with that? Unfairness? Then y'all say whatever y'all say to like justify it. No, cause this and that and that. Overlooking like blood, y'all talking to y'all own self. A gangster would have slapped the damn fire out of you if you tell him that. This is not a joke. You could go tell a real gangster, man, civilians could snitch. You gonna get choked out. He gonna put his hands on you just off instincts. He ain't gonna believe that you actually said some dumb shit like that. He gonna feel like you disrespecting him. Like, what you mean? And so, it's like I told y'all, in the streets, they say you could snitch on civilians. So if you a civilian, maybe you stay away from gangsters, cause the way they got it now, since y'all say y'all could tell on them, they say they could tell on y'all. And you already know. They guilty as hell. They will, you get it? You don't want no gangster lying on you, man. You end up in jail and shit like that. They already got ties with the cops. You feel me? Well, watch yourself. Watch yourself in this. Watch what you convincing yourself in this life and make sure it's true. Prakyath, you said your guru once told you that there's only heroes, villains, and victims on this earth. And people have to make that decision. Do you know if that's accurate? People gonna become what life make them. So the hero is a hero because he ain't got no choice to be. And the villain is the villain because he ain't got no choice. Meaning the villain is the person that's attacked all the time and they just ain't having it. And they become the villain. And abuse too much. They can't take it no more. Then they become the abuser. And you can't reason with them because they like wasn't nobody around to reason with me. You get it? The victim become the victim because life make them the victim. Meaning everybody become what they become because of their experiences and how they choose to perceive it. And it spirals them out into whatever they become. You get my point? And most people never, reflect back in their life to kind of like see, where they lost their self or where they let life turn them into whatever they are. So if you watch me, you'll see like they trying to make me the victim. I'm sorry. They're trying to make me the villain. They come here trying to bully me, but they know they can't, and it's going to look like I'm the villain. You get it? I just don't never become the villain. I just stay what I am, which is I give y'all wisdom. And if you come in here trying to be a tough bully, you're going to be the victim when you leave here. You're going to be feeling like the victim because you're going to be carrying on after the moment. But I'm older. I learned how to you have to be what you are. You can't let the life make you what it wants you to be. Y'all want me to go back gangster and start ODing on you. You get it? I see it like they desperate for me to dust them. But I stand on my square. I always remember I was in the streets all this time or wherever y'all trying to drag me. And what happened then? You could have did whatever you needed to do. Or you get it? Handle whatever you need to handle then. From there, to catch up or whatever. See me up the road or something. You gotta get to that place where you know self and you get my point. You on whatever path you on. I'm on the path of wisdom. I'm only here to give wisdom. Nothing else. Maybe you want to be wiser than me, so you take offense. You try to like challenge me in tough because you figure like, well, I'm tougher than him. But you not. But I ain't into the tough shit no more. I'm just into the wisdom. So you try to compete in tough, you lose at that too. Then you get my point. Then that become the narrative for you that I'm a tough guy. But I have to just stay on whatever path I'm on, which is wisdom and teaching. A lot of y'all have to be like that, but most people become villains, heroes, or victims. You have many more things than that, but that's just one perspective to look at things at. But overall, nobody have no choice of what they become. Nobody have no control over their reality and how it pan out until they become aware that they can, you know? We kind of born into this life and everything is already going how it's going, and we fall into whatever we do. We born into whatever neighborhood we born into, and we don't have no choice on that. And it groom us up and it teach us however it do. And you get it? A lot of the experiences we go through, it come with the environment, and from there, the environment, it shapes our mind, it shapes our character, and most people don't never unwind out of that or become aware that, like I've never found myself, I just became whatever life made me. And kind of like y'all parents, y'all little kids, y'all do whatever y'all parents tell y'all what to do. Then when y'all get grown, y'all like, nah, I'm doing me. Life the same way. Life is just making everything for you how it wanted to be for you, and you have to become aware that, you know, I can create my own reality. So dream gives y'all an aspect of y'all powers. Meaning when y'all in dream, y'all don't have that much control. It just happened like I said it happened in real life for you, where you just get whatever you get. When y'all dreaming at night, y'all just get whatever y'all get. Y'all don't have no control. Y'all just have to take the dream. If it's a nightmare, it's a nightmare. You have no choice. When you wake up, that's the dream you can control if you want to. Or it's just going to act like the dream you just came out of, where you just get what you get. You follow? Physical life is the dream that y'all actually fully conscious for, and y'all can control however y'all want it to be. Whoever you want to be with. In the dream, then like you just end up however you end up, and with whoever you do or whatever's happening that happened. And you partially conscious for it, and there's another side of you that's just, you get it, it's just there. A lot of people live their physical life like that. They have not become aware. Hold on, I'm wasting my dream. I could be doing whatever. I could be doing any goddamn thing I want, but I'm listening to everybody's perspective of this and that, and you get it. It's interfering with me doing what I want to do. Most people don't wake up, but this is what, wise men like me are for. I put the mind on a frequency maybe it wasn't on prior. Whoever gave back, thank you for the give back. I'd appreciate it if, the rest of y'all that have been coming in here and haven't been giving back. I'd appreciate it if, you make your move into becoming more balanced, especially with the person that you're getting wisdom from, and kind of make this your week where you give back and make up for all the time that you haven't. And, stay on that accord. That way I can just knock out videos every day without having to feel like I have to put some of them on, membership and things like that. And not everybody come get their wisdom, apply it to yourself, grow, move along. I'm sure you're going to have people that's jealous, that's competing with me in wisdom. I don't know what goofy things goofies do, but you get my point. Wisdom is wisdom. Come for the wisdom. You got those that's lost into their lows, so they looking for gossips on others. You on a path of wisdom, stay away from that. That's that bum shit. That's that insecure nigga shit. And you just get your wisdom, you grow. The older you get, the more dependent you're going to have to become. A lot of your friends, maybe they go to jail, die, move away, whatever the case may be, but you get it. and to make sure you grow into yourself and become who you are and what you want to be, not like whatever you think your environment wants you to be. And that's where most of us go wrong. We get lost into our environment and we try to fulfill whatever the eyes of the environment view us as. To find yourself, you have to be yourself, you know? Grow into that. Let that guide you to wherever, you know, you fit. Like-minded people. Yeah, there's too many comments for me to catch them all. Prakyath said people are drawn to gangs because they mimic the structure of tribes where everyone takes care of one another. Also, why cults have followers, because a tribe is real security. A tribe is not real security, and neither is a gang, because when you're dealing with a gang, you're dealing with a bunch of lost people that's scared and they hoping like the leader of the gang gonna protect them, but they wind up doing all the protecting that the leader of the gang make them do, and they end up in jail all scared and shit like that. It's a manipulation game. It's just like the cult. The cult followers are just stupid dummies. They don't want to think for themselves in any way. You get my point? But that always become their downfall. It's a false sense of a tribe. A tribe, everybody got their place. Tribe is like your family. You got the grandparents, you got your parents, your uncles and things like that, which would be like their brothers and sisters. And you have the generations. You get it? That's what make up a tribe or a family. A gang ain't like that. A gang is an exploitation, meaning it's a bringing together a bunch of strangers and manipulating them to like fulfill your will. I'm telling you from somebody that been in a gang. Now I'll tell y'all this in regards to my joining the gang. When I joined the gang, it wasn't like how y'all join gangs now. Y'all desperate to be down with the gang. I'm from a time where the gang came to us because the gang was new in New York. I'm already bad, you get my point? No gang needed. Me and my friends is already terrorists and we don't need no gang. We just do what we want. And you get my point? At some point in New York, dudes was turning blood in jail, and then they're coming out of jail as blood, but ain't nobody else blood on the street. So they're alone. But they're a part of whatever crew they was a part of before they went to jail. In that, they tell a crew like, yo, why don't y'all, you know, say blood and stuff like that with me. The crew don't know what that is. They don't care as long as they can still be gangster and do whatever they already was doing. And they say, I'm down, whatever. You know, you my crimey, whatever you with, I'm with. And this is how your early gang members in New York came about. This is how I came about. I'm already bad. My man turned blood. He say, can y'all be blood with me? Latin Kings beat him up. We help him. We don't know what none of that is. We just know that that's my man from before any gang stuff. We don't even know what that is. We don't care. Like, you get it? That's my man. I'm riding with him. Next thing you know, you got beef with whole other gangs and they got you as a part of the gang. You gangster, so you like, well, I'm down, then what? We was knuckleheads back in the day. You say I'm blood, then what? Where you at now? So we moving like that. And that, you get my point? The kind of gang y'all in now, y'all was like the goofies that was coming to us to like get like blooded in and stuff like that. And I don't come from that time of things. I come from the time where the Bloods was kind of begging us, you know, the regular bad people in the neighborhood to be down with them. And in that, you can see the difference in the attitude. Meaning I always do what I want, I say what I want, and I always looked at it like this. If the niggas in the gang don't do what I say, then I ain't gonna be in the gang no more. You get it? Y'all can't have that attitude now because the gang was here before y'all joined, and you get my point? I was around before the gang was here. I was already tough before the gang came here. They came to me, blood, you gotta do what I say or I'm going my way. This is why a lot of the people that's my age, maybe they dropped their flag back in the day because they got that kind of attitude where they like, I could do what I want. Like, I'm helping y'all. If you meet an old gang member, ask him, he gonna tell you, nah, that's true what he's saying. How I came in, it wasn't in New York yet, so they kinda, you get my point? You coming out of jail as a blood or a crip, and ain't no bloods and crips in New York, you get my point? You gonna ask your peoples like, hey, y'all, like, I was in jail in this gang and they gonna get me. Can you help me? Maybe your peoples be like, yeah, we gonna ride the gang with you. It was kind of like that. I suppose it was like that in L.A. Meaning, let's say the gang started with Raymond Washington, but he was already bad before that. And so I suppose when Raymond Washington turned a Crip, he had to convince his friends to be one. And they probably was like, man, whatever, nigga, like we do, whatever. We'll ride with you, but you get it? They will abandon him in a heartbeat if he start telling them what to do. Because they view it like, man, we helping you. You the one that's a crip. You a crip. I don't even know what that is all the way yet. And so you get my point? My times of being in the gang is different from y'all times. Y'all kind of fall up under this shit. I wasn't never really up under it. I was just a person that was used by the gang. He's tough, we using him. He's down with us because we gonna say he down with us, and you get it? A lot of people I came up with, they like that. They was just who they are, and they was tough, and you get my point? And somehow they got associated with a gang, but if you know them, they don't look like they they don't look like they in no gang, they just dumb. And you get it? Maybe they seem like they could do what they want in the gang. It come from that. They ain't necessarily want to be in the gang, they were just doing somebody a favor. And so gangs is exploitation parties. That's the best way I could tell most of y'all. And so is cults. They exploitation parties. It's something that prey on the weak. And I'm just telling you, you know, on real time. Don't none of y'all have to feel no kind of way. I will tell any gang member you know, meaning most of anybody my age, they not gonna be talking gang shit in front. You get my point? I don't want y'all to get it confused where you thinking like, nah, he just saying that cause ain't nobody around. Ain't nobody y'all got as tough will say anything against what I just said, or I will go in their mouth because we all got kids. You not about to act like you stupid. And I know you got kids and you know what I'm talking about. Blood, you high. If I say like gangs is exploitation parties against little kids, and let's say like whoever y'all got as some top crip or blood, and he like 30 something 40, he not gonna go against what I said. Not the way I'm gonna be looking at him. I wish you would. Now all we got is the generation beneath us. This our kids, our little brothers and shit like that. If you're not gonna die for that, then what you doing? And so when I tell you I'll go in their mouth, you better believe it. And my son life on the line, my daughter life on the line, you gonna get punched in your mouth. Better not even come out your mouth. Where you got anything to say where little kids gonna be exploited and strayed the wrong way, because we wasn't messing with kids when I was, you know, in the streets, man. We kept the kids away from things. I come from the time where you gonna get violated if somebody see you playing with some, you get it? You don't play with kids, man. You's a whole goofy once you doing that. You can't bully your own age. Like, you get my point? You can't manipulate your own peers to do what you say. You gotta go all the way to little kids. And so when I tell y'all, like, it's certain things I don't play on. Ain't gonna be no acting like you dumb for sake of you exploiting this kid or that kid. Nah, we could fight on that. Probably worse than the fight, but you get it? We could do whatever you want to do on that, because you done got way and lost yourself when you talking like that. Shouldn't no grown-up be telling y'all nothing but the right things to do, whether y'all want to hear it or not. And y'all better hold it to them as children. Meaning if you young in age, and your big homie telling you some shit, you know, like, he shouldn't be telling me this. You better wake up, man. He's a goddamn clown that can't stand on his own too. He need to be manipulating his own age bracket. Why is he reaching all the way for you? And so you get my point? It's about being sturdy in this life. It ain't about you being a gangster, you being a sucker. It's about you just growing into being a man and having principles and morals. And ain't nobody above that. And ain't nobody above enforcing what need be enforced, which is morals. You get my point? That's the problem in the daytimes. Ain't nothing being enforced. And that y'all figure like I'll just do whatever I want because ain't nothing gonna happen. But something is gonna happen. You just flying high right now. All I could do is tell y'all from my experiences. I'm older than y'all. You know that? Yeah, I'm older than y'all OGs. So you get my point. My little homies is old, if that makes sense. The dudes that was my little homies when I was in the streets, man, they old to y'all. Y'all won't call them old. Like, man, that nigga old, man. So like that, I'm too far ahead. Like, but y'all probably listen to me. Y'all gonna view me like a grandfather. Like he don't know what he talking about. But keep what I say in your back pocket and your sock, cause you get it. That's how that go. And avoid gangs and things like that if you can. You get my point? You got to be solid where you can mix and mingle with everybody and ain't nobody gonna be holding you to they shit. You gotta get to that point where you your own man or your own woman and ain't nobody gonna be holding you to they bullshit. Not they gossip, not they actions, nothing. You your own person, I'm my own person, and you get it? Don't never get me confused with I'm a part of whatever you got going on and you get to tell me what to do. That's out. I couldn't wait to get grown so I could do what I want. What I look like letting, you get it? Or letting somebody tell me what to do after that point. And so you got to get there in your mind where it's like, joining the gang is like staying a baby. You know what I'm saying? Just think of Nipsey Hussle. He said something big you ain't liking. He got beat up and he got a beating, man. Yeah, I look up to Nip. Y'all say Nipsey Hussle real. To y'all, it show you how low you are technically. Cause he somebody in the gang that actually could get a beating. That part. Let that sink in. Blood ain't say, I don't like you, let's fight. Blood said you gotta get a DP. That mean I'm giving you a beating for what you did. Top gang members don't get talked to like that. A top gang member not gonna get told by no other gang member you gonna get DP. They gonna pop on him if that's what they want to do, but they not gonna put it in that fashion because he too much of a top gang member or a grown up for you to say that. You follow? And it's probably gonna be a beef after that, meaning Nipsey Hussle got DP'd and everything was cool. He like a kid that got a beating, and then after he got it beaten, then he was cool with his parents after that. But that's not the reality of how things go, though. And it's not to say I don't like Nipsey Hussle. I'm like Black Sam age, so Nipsey Hussle like a little boy to me. But my mom more like Black Sam. You see, Black Sam, he not in the gang. He say these niggas not telling me what to do. That's out. I don't care what you talking about, Big. You ain't give Black Sam no fade. He just did whatever he did to him. Like that. Y'all live how y'all live. It's weird. To anybody that come from my generation, it's like y'all think y'all glory line being somebody hand up your ass and giving you a beating. Like, I don't know. Life what it is. Life whatever y'all make it and whatever y'all go with. So you get my point? Y'all gotta live out whatever y'all go with. I try to keep my eyes off these things, but you know, Once you go online, you can't avoid but so much. They damn near promoting it, forcing you to watch it. And so, all I could tell you if you young, man, maybe some of y'all make some positive gangs and don't call it gangs, but call it like the outing group. And y'all come together, man, and y'all go outside and enjoy yourselves and always find something that y'all can do that's gonna be something for later. So like every day y'all put 2 bricks up and over time y'all have a whole house like that where y'all have like works y'all accomplishing. You don't want to just be friends where y'all hanging out with each other but y'all ain't actually doing nothing with each other. That's that bum shit. That's when it's gonna become a snaking thing where y'all competing. You make sure whatever group you were part of, y'all got ideas together and y'all working together to accomplish these things. And when y'all do, y'all move on to the next thing. You follow? They say, hey, we gonna all come together and get some land, and then y'all do that. And then every weekend, y'all got somewhere to go and do work together. And this is the pinnacles of everything. Meaning you want to find people that good company. And if you could accomplish your works with that same good company, this is you making your entertainment or your leisure fun and your work one. You get it? Y'all have y'all work, and the people y'all work with, y'all don't like them that much, then y'all have y'all friends that y'all have fun with. To merge the two is everything. So you get my point? You gotta start doing y'all own things, making little puddles. Life ain't nothing but tribes. You get my point? Think of the jungle. You go into the jungle, all you got is different tribes or different puddles of people when they work together. That sometimes those different puddles come together as a whole. But that's all life is. You gotta find your puddle or create your puddle. And then you have to do things together. You can't just sit around, bullshit talking all day and all that dumb shit. You start to do works together and, grow together. Move as a unit. I be wanting to do that with some of y'all, like to help get y'all started. Kind of start a little group where we do things, because I got a whole bunch of things for us to do. But trust is a deep thing in these times, I'm just into the wisdom and growth, the progress. Y'all into other things, y'all can be sidetracked. And that, you get my point? Y'all still trying to figure out if... Y'all still trying to figure me out, but y'all ain't asking me no questions. Y'all still trying to figure me out, but y'all scared to death to ask me questions about me, so you get my point? But that's the best thing I can tell y'all, man. You have to come together, man. Get off the gang stuff. Start y'all own little groups, call them other things. And this is a positive group. This is a positive thing. This ain't something that own you. People telling you what to do and controlling you and making you pay taxes. And you know what they do in gangs, how they was doing Nipsey Hussle and them. They get famous, now they want to own them and shit like that. Don't want to be a part of things like that. You want to be a part of things that you can come to and go on your way. They're going to respect you as an individual and know you need your own privacy at some point in time. And you get my point? Nothing extreme. Just a genuine group where we all enjoy each other's company. And we ain't got nothing but positive things to say to each other, like encouraging things. And you get my point? People that's going to talk you out of jumping off the cliff and encouraging you to do dumb shit. And want to get around people like that so you can focus on growing and building and y'all work together. And you get my point? Create a life for yourselves so y'all can have something to do. Otherwise, it ain't much to do in this life but somebody else shit. And you already know how that go. This is where you start being controlled and all that nonsense. whatever I tell y'all, I try to make sure like it's something that I would tell my kids. And that, whatever I've ever told y'all, you get it? It's something I would tell my kids. I would never tell my kids to join no gang, so I'm not gonna sit here and act like, you get it? I'm not gonna play around that with y'all. Like, you get it? Nah, it's okay. Fuck that shit, man. Because that's what I'm gonna tell my kids if they start talking to me about the gang. I'm liable to probably go in their mouth. The hell are you smoking? I showed you my bullet holes and shit. How did you get it? I would take it as a disrespect because my kids already know, like, that top rider out here, blood. You know better not to be playing around with none of that stuff. It's like making me go backwards when I gotta save you. So it's the same for y'all. You get my point? Kids is kids to me. Y'all all got a chance, you know? I guess you could say I'm like the new Jim Brown. I deal with the gang members, but you get my point? They don't be telling me what to do, and they know I'm gonna be saying, like, speaking against the shit they do, but they old, so they ain't taking offense too much. They on the same kind of time a little bit, you get my point? You know, whoever I was ganging with, they got kids that's old just like me. They saying the same things, man. Stay away from that nonsense. You get my point? And they really telling you that for their own self's sake, because they like, I ain't trying to have to be coming back out there, man. Whoever they looking up to now, I beat that nigga the fuck up back. Whoever the OG now was my little nigga, I beat him the fuck up. I don't want to have to come out there, you feel me? Embarrass this nigga. So listen to your parents. A lot of them further along than y'all can, you know, fathom. They was you when you was young, but realer than you was, and they just in a different place now. So you view your parents like, nah, they a square. Nah, they you. They what you wish you was when they what you wish you was when you was their age, but they done with that. And you probably gonna get there yourself if you make it through where you like, I'm done with all this stupid shit. Don't even make no point, and I ain't even getting nowhere. Who cares as everybody think I'm tough and cool? Ain't getting me nothing. And so hopefully some of y'all can get to that point where you exhaust yourself in that life and say, listen, man, I'm either gonna have to do something else or I'm gonna be stuck with this. You're gonna have to start over. That's maybe you watch TV, they tell you you could transcend your criminal life into something positive, but you're gonna have to stop. And you get it? And you're gonna have to have that time where you don't know what you're gonna do with yourself. I'm telling you from experience. I left the streets. I didn't know what I was going to do with myself. I had to sit. I had to find myself. Like, what can I do? Like, and that you be work regular jobs and shit like that. You starting over. You doing everything you should have did when you was a teenager. They get you a regular job and shit like that. You do that and you figure out yourself. A lot of people, they get stuck there, you know? I always had talent, things like that, so never stopped like sharpening my talents even when I was in the streets. And that, you get my point? It wasn't that hard of a transcend for me, but it ain't always like that. Peace and wisdom. AW. Andrew Anderson said, the sigil associated with money, does it require an activation or is it effective without a vibratory, so to speak? Y'all don't understand money. A lot of y'all, you know, the people that be viewing money like money is evil and they try to like tear down anybody that they think is making money. A lot of y'all do that here. You view me as somebody making a lot of money. I'm not saying I do, but that's how you like to view it. So then you try to like persuade people that come here and follow me to like view me as I'm money hungry, y'all. Money is evil when Silas is money hungry, and I never did anything dishonorable for money. You get my point? I have my talents. I'm an author. I have books. Books cost. And you get my point? Everything I do it according to the law. More than that, according to honor. The law go against honor. Well, everything gonna be the honor way. Point I'm making is you have a lot of y'all that use, Christian scholarship as a tool to tear people down, but you really don't understand that scholarship. Meaning, when you're speaking about money being evil, this is a biblical thing. This is Christian scholarship. And you got people that ain't even Christians that be looking to tear others down with the scholarship, where they make it like if you make money, you evil. And money and evilness is associated. And that's not what the text was saying. Meaning, when you go to the biblical scholarship, it say money is the root to all evil. But it's speaking about the evil nature in men. It's not saying money evil, because money not nothing. It's saying money is the root to evil. The evilness is in men. Because you a man, you overlook the man and you go to the money. So you say money is evil when anybody that got money is evil. The text was explaining to you how men got evilness beyond what you could fathom, and money is going to draw it out them. It wasn't telling you any person that got money is evil. That's stupid. That same book tell you about being wealthy and clean, and there's mansions in heaven. Why would somebody telling you there's mansions for you somewhere be telling you to be a bum at the same time? And so let me explain the text to y'all the accurate way. When that biblical text was written about money being the root to all evil, paper dollar bills was not the money of that time. The money of that time was people, animals, and resources. And when man started trading and exporting people and animals around like money and products, do you get the saying now? Money is the root to all evil. Now, if you go back to the 15s and 1600s, people were money. A man had 50 slaves, this was money. A man had 50 sheep, that was the money of the time. Meaning resources is the money. And if you understand people, animals, and resources being money, then you got to understand these things is being traded from hand to hand and exported all over the place. And that's sad and fucking evil, man, when you really put your mind to that. And that's what they was talking about in that text. The money of their time, what the paper dollar bills represent in the daytime. Meaning in the daytime, y'all don't own people and animals. Y'all own paper dollar bills. And them paper dollar bills is kind of a representation of resource wealth, which would be your having animals, land, resources. I'm going to exclude people because I'm hoping y'all all got a brain to know it ain't about having no people slaves, man. But do you get my point? And that when the text is saying money is the root of all evil, it's talking about what the money is in that time. A wealthy man is a man with 5,000 oxen, 50,000 slaves and shit like that, where you like, God damn, like, I'm people. And so you get my point? They get deep and dark, but the text don't have nothing to do with somebody flip-flopping it to use it to hate on somebody that's further along than them financially. You would be what the text is talking about, meaning money is making you evil. A man love money and he hate whoever got it because he love it so much. You using text about money to tear somebody else down is because of that. You love money so much you hate that the next person have it, just like a man hate the next man having his wife. And when I see y'all trying to tear people down using biblical scholarship that have to do with deep things, it's so sad, because you a representation of what the scholarship was actually talking about. The things people will do for money. The things people will do because they hate other people got it. And so when you on the path of wisdom, everything is real. You get my point? Wisdom ain't a tool for you to use to tear somebody down. A lot of y'all be doing that. I tell y'all to give back, so then you don't have no balance. You want to turn that into something completely else, where you like, oh, he's money hungry and this thing or that thing, and you get it. Then you start doing dishonorable things, feeling like you justified. Some of y'all be buying my books and shit like that, and you have your little private forums where you give away my content and my books and things that's not for free away for free. And you justify it in your mind because you convince yourself he's money hungry. And this all stem from you just don't want to be balanced. But worse than that, now you're going to extremes. And so you a perfect example of what the scholarship is speaking about. Your love of money or your hate for somebody else having what you love make you go to extreme lows for no damn reason. And so I'll just say, make sure you pay your dues when you come here. Life is a balance, especially if you be stealing from my business. And for your own self's sake. Now, when you're dealing with sigils of money, there is no sigils of money. There's an entity whose name is money, let's say, and y'all have it confused with the money of y'all time. I'll say it again. There's an entity whose name you can say can be translated to money. This is Mammon, but Mammon was the word for money in the time, and that you could translate it to money. And you get it? Y'all confusing this entity and summoning this entity with your bringing money to yourself. It's not speaking about that. In that, you're looking for the sigil to money, and you don't have the proper understandings of any of this. And this is how people afflict themselves. So you think there's a sigil to help you get money. You don't get that that sigil is of an entity whose name is money, and that's what you're going to be summoning upon yourself, that deity. Like that. Y'all don't learn things accurately, and then you get my point. When you're dealing with the demons or the sigils, you're talking about the constellations up above. The ancient Hebrews, they worshiped the 72 constellations of their time. We got about 88 documented now, or 188, I forget. But we further along now. But they worship that. They worship what y'all would call the constellations up above. And all the sigils that y'all see in there, where design is the same as the design of the constellations, because that's what they're worshiping, the constellations. Those constellations is in a specific area of space. So think about, like, if you're familiar with Gnostic texts. I think it's the book of the Gospel of Judas, where Jesus told Judas, man, you the 13th demon. He's talking about the 13th constellation, which is Ophiuchus or something like that. Meaning we have 12 constellations a month, but we really have 13, but one of them ain't never brought up. When Jesus called Judas the 13th demon, he was basically calling him like, you gotta grasp, Jesus and the 12 disciples is your 13 constellations. Jesus is one of the constellations. And that when he's telling Judas, you the 13th demon, well, we talking about 13 people, meaning Jesus and his 12 disciples is 13 people. 13 constellations. Now, I've showed y'all, you know, Jesus is the fish. This is Pisces, basically. This is the beginnings of spring. This is the savior of the sun from winter or death, you know. The day gets shorter and shorter as winter carries on. I suppose if it continues, then it won't be no sunlight no more. But Pisces or spring kind of saves that. And the days start getting longer. And so you get my point? Y'all don't understand what y'all worship, and y'all don't take the time out. Y'all listen to a lot of hearsay online from people who have never read any scholarship themselves, and y'all just putting things together and sharing these ideas, not realizing that this is all simple. You just have to learn it accurately. and everything will make perfect sense. And so you get it? The ancient Hebrews and they magic have to do with the constellations up above, and this is everything that, governs over y'all now. Whether you speak in your time, meaning we get our time from the constellations, these are y'all months. We get the year, everything y'all could think of. If you're talking about astrology and all this dumb shit, whatever you talking about it could think of. You get it? They put the spirits on everybody. Or the demons. If you understand that the demons are the constellations, meaning the constellations up above, they all have an image, and that's what the sigils are, the image of the constellation. So I have a video where I showed y'all like how every constellation has the same image, demon of some sort. Let me know if y'all can still hear me. I have to charge up, so I had to take the mic out. But I'm not sure if I'm clear. I'm not sure if it's, if it's loud enough or whatever. So let me know. Hopefully that works and, I don't lose a connection. Okay, y'all can still hear me. This is good. And so I'll do a video explaining the ancient Hebrew magic circles. This that whole Solomon thing. Remember, Solomon is technically a Hebrew Jew. And all of this got to do with Solomon's magic. And you get it? This is before y'all have the orders that y'all live by now, meaning this is the creatings and the makings of all these things that y'all live by now. This is why the Jews is so revered. And y'all worship them, but y'all don't realize it. And so, like I said, Jesus and the 12 disciples is basically the 13 constellations up above. Jesus called Judas the one that we don't mention. The 13th constellation that we don't mention, that's not a part of our calendar. That's the lowest one before the raise. Meaning when you get the Pisces or spring, this is the raising up out of that night or darkness or winter. And so you get it? Ophiuchus is like the pinnacles or the bottoms of winter. And so it's a deep thing, but everybody grows when they do. Like I said, y'all can all just get one-on-ones anytime y'all want. Those of y'all that give back on Scheduler Cycle, you can always email me and get a quick free one-on-one. And I charge it to the give back, meaning you already give back. I ain't worrying about you so much. So if you somebody that give back, you always got that glory with me. You ain't got to really worry about the whatever products and things like that I may have. You got access to get those for free. You just got to reach out. I'm always charging to your give back, meaning you always giving back, so I ain't, you get it? That shit'll take care of it. And hopefully all of y'all get on that path where, you give back monthly, weekly, or daily, whatever you choose. Whatever you choose, you get my point? Like I said, I'll just knock the videos out. Y'all get all the wisdom y'all can. Apply it to self, learn things accurately. And reach out if you need any assistance. If I can help you, you get my point? It's my pleasure. If I can't, maybe I can direct you to where you can get some help. Outside of that, you get my point? I try to live like that. Keep my mind on that frequency. I'm just here to help. When shit gets sloppy and start getting weird, where it's like I'm gonna have to go against what I do, I just back off. I go my own way. You get my point? Handle y'all handle. Do what y'all do. Call me when y'all done. Andrew Anderson said, I was saying money, but now I get it. There's a difference in money and a dollar bill. Dollar bill is money. But it's that word that's throwing y'all off. And it's like I said, that word have to do with mammon, which is an entity. Money is truly currency. And you know, currency changes over time. In the daytimes, the currency is a card. It's digital. The time before now, the currency was paper dollar bills. And the time before that, it was gold and silver coins. And before that, it was animals and people and resources. But you get it? The currency gonna change over the time, but it was talking about whatever currencies y'all know, whether paper dollar bills or coins. It was speaking about what these currencies truly represent, which is the only currency that there is, which is life. And so you get it? You talking man, animal, agriculture, and you get my point? When man make these things the currency, you're looking at the evils of man. A man sell another man. Like, yeah, you a pimp and you just sold that woman's pussy for some money. Like, you hit rock bottom, bro. But people got more worth than selling themselves, but we don't look at it like that. That same prostitute that the man is pimping out, he could be beating her and forcing her to go to college. You get my point? I ain't saying it's right, but it's better for the girl at least. After all that ass whooping, at least she got something. It's all a perspective, you get my point? If we gonna enforce shit on people, let it be something positive. We will enforce negative on people, and then when it comes to the positive, we be like, I can't make them do nothing. Shit, you made that nigga shoot. Why you couldn't make him go to school? That's easier. The OG will bully the little kid to shoot somebody. He could bully that same kid to go to school every day because the kid's scared of him. Or do whatever he tell him. He gonna bully him into killing somebody. But then when it come to him bullying a little nigga to go to school, he gonna be like, I can't control what he do. Nigga, you ain't shit. That's real life. You ain't shit. What you mean? And so a lot of people serve negativity and they don't ever take a time out to look at that. They could do the most for negativity, but when it comes to positive shit, then they always ain't nothing they could do. It was out of their hands. And so you get my point? Maybe y'all measure up to the things I'm talking about so you take offense, but I ain't talking to you. You just tapped in here and you move wrong. And I talk about, you know, wrongs, because wisdom ain't nothing but correcting wrongs. And so, come right. Everything be right. You come in the wrong nature, so you gonna feel like you getting attacked or however it work. I wouldn't know. Just don't attack me back, please, because, you know, I'm just a humble, wise servant. You're gonna be out of pocket if you put your hands on me. I view me as some weak, goofy, because then you get my point. I could just teach in peace. But y'all view me as something to conquer on the tough levels. The way y'all be coming in here acting like y'all tough all the time, trying to hold me to tough. Maybe y'all hold me to wisdom like that at some point, because you get it? And y'all not tougher than me, and I ain't. I'd rather be your friend. Maybe you can help me. You get my point? I'm just in that place in my life. I know it might sound corny to y'all, but you get it? I dusted off enough niggas in life. You get my point? It's about friendship or just going on your way. But I ain't got no desire to be competing with nobody in tough. You get my point? I already fulfilled tough, and it's nothing to earn. It's nothing to get. I don't know how to explain it to a young boy that want to be tough so bad. I've been there already. It's nothing to gain, blood. I'm not gonna go back down that route with you. I don't know what to tell you, but you get my point. If you try to play me, I'm gonna defend myself. But once you fulfill being tough and you see it ain't nothing here for me. It's just a reputation at most that's gonna have people scared of me and shit like that. You get to a place where you say, I ain't got time for the tough stuff, all tough people. I'm just looking for like friends. You get my point? And life is about that. creating friends and enjoying, you know? Yeah, like how black people come together to tear down and they get mad at me when I say something, you know? Say, man, y'all come together in y'all little groups and just sit around dumb talking all day, sending each other on stupid ass missions to do dishonorable things is stupid. So then the Hebrew Israelites and the conscious communities and all these groups gonna get upset like I said some shit. That's completely crazy. Blood. Y'all just be thankful I don't just be going along with anything. Otherwise, y'all be getting all that sold out, watered down wisdom that y'all get everywhere else, where they just say whatever y'all want to hear and what's gonna keep them in good graces. I ain't concerned with y'all liking me or none of that. Because that's gonna take away what y'all getting the truth. You get my point? It's better you like the truth, because then I know you'll love me to death. I look at it like that. If you like truth, then I'm gonna be your main man. But if you ain't really big on truth like that, everybody say they is, but let's say you get my point, your truth ain't all the way right, then you might not like much, and you get my point. I will prefer you to like truth first, and that I'll be in your good graces forever. Otherwise, you choose to like me, then you get it? You liking me ain't got nothing to do with truth. It's just you liking me. But if you like truth, then I know, like, you get it? Your like for me is dependent on something real. And you hold me to that. Like, in that, I'm good with you. Because I already know. I'm solid on that. And you ain't gonna never see nobody persuading my mind. And I don't even play like that. Don't disrespect me like that. Like I'm some young goofy. Respect where I stand, you stand where you stand. And you get my point? You ask me nicely. Maybe I'll... And Solace, can you please not say this little deep thing? Because it be interfering with what I got going on. Maybe I won't. You know, depending on how much I like you. But don't tell me, like... And then we good, you know? And Drew said, no disrespect to your honor. Salam, shalom. I don't know where you disrespected me yet, but indeed. Said I realize my words are understood by my own understanding. I do understand the wisdom from you. Salam, shalom. Get to a place where you respect balance, you give back, and you deal with everybody that you deal with in life on a fair record, starting with yourself. Don't let people take advantage of you and use you, because then you're going to look to pass that on and you're going to feel like shit, that's just how we go. And that ain't how we go. You always pay it forward and you always pay it back. And that's on anything. And y'all can give back an opportunity. Y'all can give back anything of merit that I can use. You get my point? But you can't just come here with a lopsided mindset where you just learn from me and get all these Jews, and then you're not concerned with my whereabouts and my needs in any way. You get my point? That's my only concern. Y'all come here to eat, but y'all act like y'all not concerned with me. When I'm doing this for y'all, this is a concern. Y'all getting y'all lives better don't do nothing for me. I can't live y'all lives. So you got to take it for what it is. I'm trying to help y'all. And nobody helped me when I was younger. Nobody helped me now. So you get my point? That shit is important. Help. And so you get it? I make sure I do that. Whoever come into contact with me, you was served. You get my point? Period. In real life, online, wherever. You ever been in my presence? You was taken care of. You get my point? You knew, like, I'm good with this nigga. He gonna make sure I eat anything that I might need. He ain't gonna just leave me looking stupid and shit. And that's how I move always. Even when I was in the streets. If I'm go shopping and my boy with me, he could get something. You get it? I ain't about to sit here and let you watch me shop. That's so goofy. Like you can get a shirt or something like that, or a sneaker or something like that. I remember when I went and bought my leather jacket. I used to wear these racing motorcycle jackets back in the day. And I was buying it. My cousin was right there. The nigga, man, get you some Timberlands. You get my point? Cause you got on Reebok Classics, man. A nigga had on Reebok Classics. Do you hear me? I told him, get you some Timbs. We gonna work this out. You get my point? And I always been like that. Whoever with me, what's mine is yours, and what's yours, well, I don't be getting all of that part. I be forgetting niggas got shit, but what's mine is yours. Treat it right. Hold me down. That's that. Romeo Akbar said, what do you do when someone just wants to leech off you? Usually I wouldn't notice it because I'm a wealthy soul, a wealthy mind. Shit don't run out. It's like if a nigga steal my wisdom don't run out. So I don't, you get it? It's not like a one thing where you stole it, now I'm empty of it. Blood, you could steal all the wisdom you want. You still not gonna have more than me. Like that, I wouldn't notice. But once I notice you a leech, you get my point? I'm gonna talk to you. And your response is gonna let me know if your ass gonna be around or not. You can make a mistake with me. I'm just gonna talk to you about it. How you respond to that mistake is gonna either seal a deal or you get it. And that if somebody ever do something wrong to you, it's a discussion that need to be had first. And how they go about responding to it, that's what's gonna seal a deal or not. But you gotta do that. Maybe they ain't realized it or whatever the case may be, but you will know if they did it on purpose or not when you bring it to their attention and how they respond. And next, you get my point? Just keep everything up and up. Salam, shalom. Thank you to those of y'all that gave back. When I tell y'all to give back, that's not no like scam of no sort. Y'all all know fair is fair, so I'm saying that so y'all don't tangle y'all minds out and act like, you know, I'm saying something foreign. You just ain't in a fair society. So you just don't want to be fair, and you ain't necessarily have to because I'm not at your door. And so you get it? Just keep your mind on straight. You not fair, and hopefully you grow to be where when somebody helping you along in however way, you have it in your mind where you like, well, how can I help you back? Everybody just needs to get to that place in life where they receive help, they look to see what they can do back, and moving forward, they look to help like how they was helped, and they charge this person with the same thing, you know? Look out for me back, and moving forward, handle your handle, keep everything balanced, promote being fair so that everybody can be fair, and you get it? All the problems in the world have to do with an imbalance. You got people starving right now. This is an imbalance problem, which is an unfair problem. The resources ain't getting spread around, you know, equally like they should. And so you get it? When I tell you to come here and be balanced and pay your dues, I'm just telling you that because I have like literature in paid works. You know, little blog courses and things like that. And when I give y'all wisdom here, I'm taking away from my own business. A lot of y'all think I'm a YouTuber. Before you see me on YouTube, I had books y'all was buying. You get my point? I'm just a wise person, and I use these means to promote my wisdom in my business. You get my point? But I'm not a YouTuber or a Facebooker or an Instagrammer because I don't even know these things. You get my point? Y'all came to me, y'all brought all these things to me. I twerk it however I could twerk it, but you get my point? I'm old school. I just teach you, give back in a cycle, and I'll be good, you be good. It's more y'all than me, so you get my point? We talking crumbs on y'all end. And that, you get my point? Like I said, if you got some opportunity or you doing something you like, yo, I want you to come out. Things like that. Things that have to do with fun, like good time and positive, and you can include me in any of those things. Don't call me for nothing negative and stupid. I'm far too old for that. Dream Lavish said, I want to link up, but I got no time. Salam, shalom. Your life is your time. And so if your time is all sold out or bought up, that's your life. So make sure you always got some life to share. Don't let this system buy all your life from you. You feel me? That's your time. The man working his hourly job, he sold 8 hours of his time, which is his life. He sold 8 hours of his life that day. If you work, this ain't to make you feel bad or nothing like that. It's just real talk. So you want to keep track of how much of your life you sell away or give away, you know? Because it's yours. You need that. You need that time to find you. You feel me? We all born into this world. And we all told what we need to be. Because we got parents and shit like that. And you get my point? You need that time to find you. We all like Mr. Potato Head until we do. They just put us together however they did, man. You feel me? Said, when are you going to debate with Candace Owens? I wouldn't debate with Candace Owens. She a little girl. I mean, you get my point? I ain't big on... I'm old school. I'm here to help the young. I ain't here to argue with y'all, blood. And that's how the elders was in my time. They not gonna waste their time with us like that. They gonna look at you like you stupid. Nigga, I'm here to make sure you safe and I'm here to make sure you good. I'm not doing that with you. If anything, I'll just kill you. Cause you ain't fucking right. You one of them bad apples they was doing. You one of them bad apples that fell off the tree. You gonna bring everything down. But you get it? I wouldn't debate her. Let's say it was a business thing and they was gonna pay us both a whole bunch of money. I'd probably debate her just for that, but you know, I still have business to handle. But just debate her to see like who's smarter. She a little girl. I mean, she ain't nowhere near my level. She ain't never gonna be on my level. She lost into politics and society. She still lost into the program that they got y'all all lost into. And that, me talking to her, she gonna lose in 5 seconds. She not old enough. But maybe she a good role model for a lot of you young ladies in the daytime. I'm not going, you get it? Cause y'all out here showing y'all asshole. I don't be seeing her doing all that. She carry herself like the women I deal with. They kind of wear like business suits and shit like that. I would call them old ladies, basically. She kind of dress and carry herself like that. And that, I say, maybe she a good role model for a lot of you young ladies in the daytime, just on the appearance level. How to conduct yourself like you got some respect for yourself, and you get my point? I appreciate that side of her. I ain't that well versed on her, though. Meaning y'all little kids to me, so I don't really be watching y'all. Most of y'all don't know who you are, but you gonna be the same way when you get old. Meaning you ain't gonna know none of the new little kids. You gonna be like me, like I don't know who that is, but you know, hopefully they do their thing, you know. You young, I'm not really big on competing with you. It's your time, you gotta do your thing, you get my point? Me busting your ass is just making my time longer than it need to be. I ain't here to get in the way of the little kids. Y'all gotta do y'all. The adults gotta do them and just make sure that the path is open for y'all to do what y'all need to do. I'm old school, man. We just here to beat up whoever in y'all way. That's how I move. Whoever getting in y'all way, we got to get them out the way, man. Other than that, do y'all thing. You don't need to compete with the people that come before your times. They made for you to have a time. You get my point? He said, why are there so many whores in Atlanta and Miami? It's promoted to them through the music, man. They think it's cool. That's what they see. That's what they see people gravitating towards in regards to, television is famous land. So it ain't like that in real life. Niggas ain't jacking on the hoes like that. But on TV land, it look like that. So you get it, a lot of women become like little hoes and shit, but it don't work out in their real life. In their real life, it be different. They be getting disrespected, but you get it. It's all what's seen, You want to see things, that you can mimic. That's good.
Hey, let's go.
This is why I always let y'all know I was from the streets. A little tattoo on my face from when I was younger. This is before any of y'all ever had a tattoo. This shit kind of start with me if you live in New York. The first person in New York with one of these on my eyes, just me and another dude. Well, it was another dude too that had one before me. His name was Pope. Rest in peace. From Harlem. A lot of people probably know him if you're from Harlem and you locked on in here. That was my homeboy. But Pope, he had one before me and my homeboy that got them. And this was back in the day before y'all ever seen, tattoos on the face. But I do that so y'all can those of y'all that's lost in the streets, you could kind of feel like, no, I could turn this shit all around if I want and be something positive and, wise and shit like that. Otherwise, I can always remove the tattoo and go straight square on y'all. But, y'all need the help more than anything. So the way I look at it, the wiser the teacher is, the greater the load he gonna have. So if you watch me, you say, damn, they always fucking with Solace acting like they dumb. I'm wiser than all the teachers, so I'm gonna get the greater load. I can handle it. You're gonna always get what you can handle, no more than that. And that's even in regards to your life and your wants. You gonna get what you need. So you make sure your mind is high. Like, make sure you want the greatest things, because the life just gonna give you whatever you say you need. And that, you get it? Say, man, I need a helicopter. Or maybe you don't, but you get my... The life will start to try to operate to where you can have enough to be getting these helicopters. So it's all about that. Meaning those of y'all that have very little, it's because that's what you expect. And that's what all you have in mind to be fulfilled. You say, I just need to get my little bills paid and that's it. And that's what all that keep happening every month, but no extra. But you don't have no extra. You had to put some extra thoughts in there like, nah, hold on. I need to move and I need a lot of money to do that. And you get it? You'll slowly see the life start catering towards that thought. It's all where the mind is at, So like I say, man, just take these jewels, apply them to self, work on the emotional state, because that's what's going to interfere with your getting the jewels and applying it to self and just grow, And stay away from these fake groups. Religious groups, online groups, anything that's cultic, like where you see people just moving on program, they ain't actually thinking. That's your stagnant and your stuck. Can only be stagnant and stuck because ain't nobody thinking. They just living out the program or talking the program. And so you get my point. And avoid your young from falling into these things. That way they can grow up strong and y'all can do things together. That's the true glories. You have children, they grow up and y'all able to work together, like, because you're carrying them along all that time. So to have them to come full circle, where you ain't got to carry them around and you get it, y'all putting money together and getting businesses together and things like that, that's the glory. But it don't always pan out like that. And so that's life. That's what I want to do with my daughter, but her mind's not there yet. Get some businesses together. That way, I ain't really a life insurance person. I'm a business person. Leave you a business. And you get my point. Cause life insurance money gonna run the fuck out, especially if your ass ain't got no business. You ain't got no business mind. You get it? Society wants you to leave life insurance to your people, but you paying the fucking life insurance company. They're getting rich off you, really. And that, I try to tell most of y'all, try to maybe like get a business going of some sort, something that's going to still carry on after you die. And that, you get my point? You leave your people something to do more than anything. I'm not saying if you do an insurance thing that I don't feel like debating nothing. I'm just telling y'all my perspective. And you get my point? You could do them both. Who gives a fuck? Whatever works for you. Make it work, you know? But this is how, you know, the wealthy kind of look at things. They don't look at it so much like I need to get life insurance. They look at it like, nah, these business rocking and rolling that way when I die, they could just take over the businesses and grow them more. And you get it? They got something to do with their time and whatnot. Otherwise, you get my point. You gotta create things for yourself to do, because there is nothing to do. You either gonna create something for you to do or you're gonna be doing everybody else shit. Now I'm gonna take a restroom break. If any of you guys want to take this time out to give back, I'd appreciate it. There's some very deep things I'm trying to do, but y'all have not all yet to give back. Only a small few of y'all give back in any certain moment. So you get it? You said not to change the subject, but from your wisdom of my questioning, I can testify understanding that money as a currency is an inheritance of stability. Money is just the word that's used to represent resources. If there was no money, y'all use money to buy resources, but y'all buy resources that already was turned into products because y'all don't know how to make the products out the resources yourself. Y'all don't know how to get the fibers out of the plant and spin it in a thread and then, you know, weave yourselves nice pants and shirts. Y'all don't know how to do that, so you get it? Y'all have money and y'all use the money to buy the resources already made in the products. If this was back in the day, you just have resources and you have to know what to do with them. And that a man with a lot of sheep, maybe the next person they sow, so they gonna need his sheep wool. And you get it? This is where trade or money go. I'll give you the wool, but you gonna give me like 10 of them dope ass outfits. Like that. He used his sheep to buy himself some clothes. He don't know how to sew and all that, but he got the sheep. Like that. They eventually just took all the resources from the people and gave them money. In that, the government controlled the resources and the people are buying it already in product form. In that, they buying watered down resources. They not getting what they normally or naturally would. And so it's a lot to it, but it ain't that deep. Now I'm gonna take a restroom break. got it?
Huh?
You lost it?
Yeah.
Or are you trying to get it back?
¿Cómo así? ¿Qué te está diciendo?
No, I don't understand. I understand a little bit of English.
No, I got you.
¿No habla español?
No Spanish. Okay, Waizu says back. Salam, shalom. Yeah, they flying their kites, these Spanish people. Forgot how to speak Spanish. I grew up in a Spanish neighborhood, but you know, they all start speaking English. They start wearing cornrows, speaking English. Blood, I forgot how to speak Spanish now. You speak English better than me. But like I said, to those of y'all that gave back, thank you. I appreciate that. And I want to give y'all this jewel, you know, those of y'all that do give back. When you give back like you do,
Mamá, es que no lo quiero perder. Claro, mamá.
that deed is everything. You probably don't realize what you're doing all the way through, but you get my point. You're fulfilling something that everybody has to fulfill, but most never do. And so that action of you giving back to me, remember, I'm not there to enforce it on you. So it's somewhere in your heart where you like, I'm going to do it, you know, on my own merit. That's a great achievement for you on the spiritual level. And the deed gonna hold merit for you beyond what you could fathom. You got men on this earth and people on this earth, they feed the homeless, they do charity, but they owe somebody. You get it? They overskip simple, plain old balance and being fair. And you get it? They went into the extremes. They feeding the poor. They did this and that. While over here, they got people that they owe that's suffering. And you get my point? Man could do everything but be fair and balanced on his own. For a man to become balanced on his own, do you get it? This is everything. This is what everybody's truly supposed to be grooming into. And so for you to give back, you get my point? Don't overlook that deed. You always remember, ain't nobody twist your arm to do that. Yes, I asked you to. But still, you get my point? Many people look at it like, I ain't fuck that nigga. They forget they're receiving something that they probably wouldn't. But when you give back, or you show your fair, you just keep that going in your life. Like, don't let it stop here. You want to slowly start to be aware of self and, you know, the things that are not being fair with you, and cut yourself from them things, because that's what's going to interfere with your life being totally balanced and fair. Where the people you dealing with are fair with you, you fair with them, and everything is fair and good. That's what fair is, good. You get my point? And so you want to, everybody has to feel that. Like I said, let's say when we all die, the question's going to be asked to you, were you fair? The man gonna tell you, I know I did charity, I did this, that, and that, and that. Cool. Before we get to any of your extremely good deeds, let's make sure you fulfilled the least of it, which is to just be fair. You'd be shocked at how many people fail that. They fulfilled all the extremes, but they couldn't fulfill the most simplest thing, which is to just be fair. Be fair in your perspective and in your ways. Pay your debts, and you get my point? Most people fail that. They never take a time out to truly understand that. And society is working against that. Society promote to y'all to like do the extremes, but not the bare minimum, which is all that matters, you know? And so, those of y'all that do give back, I want to thank you. Like I said, your deed mean more than what you could fathom. Those that's unfair, their deeds is their deeds. And you get my point? It's more detrimental than they can fathom. But, you You got day and you got night in this life. My point? Don't ever overlook your good deeds. Your good deeds is doing the things you supposed to. And most people reach to the extremes. Just focus on what you're supposed to do. If everybody focused on being fair, there would be no extremes. There wouldn't be nobody starving and homeless for you to feed. You get it? Like that. If everybody focus on being fair and balanced in their way and they fulfill it, everybody here be good. It won't be no room for any extremes. Who you feeding that's homeless and starving? Nobody, cause we fair around here. Everybody get their share. Like that. And that's the most important thing in life that never gets, fulfilled. And so you be the piece of salt that add to that side, You lost that kite. I'm sorry, I'm watching little kids play with their kite. Teenage kids. Gasnell Blair, God is not a matter of belief. So, more than that, I didn't ask you what you believe, and I'm not concerned with belief. That's make believe. So you say, I believe in this and that, okay? Make believe. All kids got make believe, but you have to evolve into a knowing. Do you know anything that you said to be true? Because I know it to be a whole bunch of bullshit talk, programming. That part. You heard the programming and you repeating whatever words you heard. Haile Selassie is God of all gods. He's so thrown off he don't realize Selassie is a man. A man that was alive not too long ago. Worship a man. Who cares what that mean? That man dead. What that mean? We worship life over here. We worship what don't die. What that mean to me? Y'all worship a whole bunch of shit that died already. The God I know don't never die. It's the life. Everything live in it. You got life, that part you living in God. God ain't got nothing to do with the death part. You tangled up into that, not God. In that, man say God died or he worship a thing that did. Hey, salam to you. God is the life in me. And hopefully that shit stick around, you hear me? Y'all can lose y'all lives, right? We talking about the force of it. And so, kind of grasp. You said it's the tug of war on our soul between consciousness and unconsciousness, like the devil and angel on our left and right shoulder, and we serve what we choose. If that's how you need to put it to understand, so let the understanding be fulfilled, but unconscious is what it is all the way to the depths of it. Meaning unconsciousness is where you lose your whole self. You don't even know you exist no more. I don't know if this devil and God thing you got going on goes to that extreme. And kind of get lost on imagery where the devil's some goofy motherfucker with a tail coming out his butt. And God some beat up nigga on a cross. But you get my point, we ain't dealing with that. We talking about real shit. So you got this real thing called unconsciousness. It come over you every day. It rob you of your whole being. You don't even exist anymore once that shit come on you. You don't even know you got kids or mama, nothing. You be dead and gone in that joint. And then you have consciousness where you wake up and you in the light with everybody. You know, that sunlight. And you're able to fellowship and do things if you so choose. And them the two things fighting over your existence. I'm not talking about physical life, but I'm talking about you being consciousness and able to mingle with others. Think like when you unconscious and sleep, then you have a dream. That's consciousness. Like that. A tug of war. But it ain't just in one place. A man get knocked out while he physically awake. And just like a man can become physically awake while he unconscious. You call it a dream. The tug of war don't never end nowhere. They fighting for your soul every realm you could think of. You can't even get a break. Your whole existence is going on and coming back on. Going off and coming back on. But you get my point? You speaking of a matter of your ass not being in existence no more, where you don't even know self. First you're being awakened in the light, wherever that may be. So you get my point? And that, we all got the darkness and the light tug of warring over us. Most people get lost in their religious talk. They overlook realities. And that, they never perfect themselves. Understanding, like I said, God is within y'all, and the way you worship God is by perfecting yourself. The more you perfect yourself, the closer you come into the presence of God, meaning you can feel it and you fully understand what God is all the way through. Kind of like how I just explained to y'all with unconscious and consciousness. It's not even a God thing. It's just the forces above man. And you know what side you want to be on. My life is a duality. You know? A fight for something. You get it? You don't want to be on the wrong side of that fight. Or you don't want the wrong thing winning the fight over you. You're going to be the one to make the decision overall, though. You're going to be serving the things that you know lead to death and nothingness. Or you going to be serving the things that lead to life and light. Salam, shalom, Andrew Anderson. He said, I thank God for you today. I feel a whole lot more isolated, enlightened. Isolation and enlightenment don't have anything to do with one another. Isolation is how people lose their damn minds and become selfish-minded in their perspective. Maybe you have to rewind this video and watch the beginning, but isolation have nothing to do with enlightenment. And people need to isolate themselves because they get too lost into society where they lose their own perspective. Then they be like, what's your take on this and that? And you get my point? They get a little weird. Zaya Kizzo said, what's up, Mo? Mo, my little brother, or somebody I used to call that. Maybe we sound the same, I don't know. Now I'm about to depart. Maybe I'll come back later on this evening and explain to you guys. If y'all seen that video called Understanding Nothing, there's a part 2 to it, explaining the levels of awareness and how the awareness can evolve to where it can penetrate the darkness or what's not known. And so, I suppose I'll do that. You guys work towards your balance and giving back and things like that. That way I won't be so poor, you know. He said I meant educated a little better. Shalom, shalom. The point I was making is you shouldn't feel isolated or be, I don't know, you say you feel a whole lot more isolated, enlightened. Just take the wisdom, grow. You don't got to add nothing to it. Just grasp it as it comes in, and you get my point. As it comes in, lock it in. Try not to tangle your mind up. But like I said, y'all like to learn from any and everybody. A lot of the things y'all be learning don't have anything to do with anything. And that y'all be mixing and merging, you know, fake wisdom with whatever real wisdom y'all get. And it just makes for the mind to get tangled out to where y'all don't even know what to ask anymore. And so you get my point? To learn here, if that's where you choose to learn, and then entertain yourself with whatever you want to. But you get my point? Don't make wisdom your entertainment where you flip-flopping around every goddamn where, dumbing yourself out. This is what most people do in the daytime. They think they could cheat knowledge. If I learn from 50 different people at once, I'll be... It ain't gonna work like that. You gonna be dumber than all 50. And so you get my point? Learn one thing at a time. Master it. Or get master understanding of it and move on to the next thing. Andrew Anderson said, when it comes to the dealings with money, is this wicked society? I feel confident and more directed as a man. Men are evil. Money have nothing to do with the phrase that y'all got it from. That's why I took the time out to explain it. You got evil people with money, and you got people that's good and loving-hearted with money. It don't have nothing to do with money. It have to do with the person. In that, those of y'all that have money, if you didn't do anything dishonorable to earn it, enjoy the fruits of your hard work. Those of you that may have gotten your money, in a dishonorable way, maybe you had to step on a few people, whatever the case may be, enjoy your curse. It's going to come to an end at some point. You get my point? Other than that, you do have people in this times where you get it. They're broke and miserable, and they're trying to make whatever's the opposite of what they are some evil thing. But that's just not realistic. Meaning y'all live in real life. You still gotta apply everything to real life. In real life, you're gonna meet broke, evil ass people. You're gonna meet people with money that ain't so evil, and vice versa. You might meet somebody with money that's evil and somebody broke as hell that's kind and loving and giving, and you have to use your life experiences to make everything make sense. More than that, money don't have a pulse of any sort. So you get my point? The biblical scholarship had to do with men in their evil ways, like selfish ways and things of that nature. Outside of that, you're gonna have people that have money, people that don't. You're gonna have people that have money that lose it. You're gonna have people that don't have money that's gonna get it. None of this matters. None of this have to do with you living life, anything like that. None of this have anything to do with you having friends and having things to do. It's just conversations that, shallow-minded people like to get into. They think their life is money. Most people think money gonna make their life better. They don't understand money gonna give them more of the life they already got. Your ass is drunk and you get a lot of money, you're just gonna be more of a damn drunk. Your life ain't gonna change. You just gonna have more of it. You're a goddamn prostitute. Whatever you are, you just gonna get more of it when you get money. You ain't gonna get a different life of no sort. You want a different life, you gotta change your perspective. Meaning you have to change your mind. A lot of y'all are looking for a different reality. See, I'm a manifester for myself, but you know nothing of manifestations. And so this is how that works. You don't like the life you got, change your mind. Your mind is the reason you have the life you got. Your mind is your perspective. And as you change your perspective, you will change your mind. And as you change your perspective or your mind, you change your reality. You change your circumstances. You change your opportunities that's coming in. Of course, when you change your perspective or your mind, you're going to lose people, environments, and call it the shedding of the growth. But this is where it get hard. A lot of people can't. They can't move forward. They attached to what's shed. Meaning when you grow, whoever you cool with now, I'm sure you know y'all ain't gonna be that cool no more, because your mind gonna be different and who you are gonna be different. Your life gonna be different. And you get it? Once you change your perspective, that change everything. Most people not built for that. They still attached to certain things. that have nothing to do with this new life they want. And so there's your jewel. You want to change your life, you have to change your mind. The only thing with that, when you change your mind, you're going to change, your reality, meaning that people and environment's going to change. So that's how that works. You need opportunities, things like this. This is all a matter of you changing your perspective, your mind. Some of y'all bitter and angry. Your life is all bitter and angry. You change your perspective, then you be good. It's that simple. Say, I don't believe in working no 9-to-5 job. Well, you broke now and aggravated. Just change your mind. Shit, if you change your mind and get a new perspective, I suppose you'd have a job and shit like that. You can figure whatever you was figuring out broke with a job, It's all on how you see things. I'm laughing because that's mad funny, but that shit's so true. But apply that to everything in your life. Whatever you want to change, you got to change your perspective on the thing for you to burst past that. Now I'll give y'all a deep jewel on relationships and I'm out of here. Salam, shalom. Thanks again to everybody that gave back. And the bulk of y'all that didn't. I'm counting on you to become balanced one day in the near future. Now in regards to relationships, those that have a type, they limit themselves. Having a type is a limit. And that's a limit you're going to put on your own self when you get a type. When you get in a relationship with somebody, you're getting in a relationship with a mind and an emotional state, not a physical status. I mean a physical appearance or a status. Statuses change and physical appearance change. Even minds and emotional states change, but you gonna be living out that person's mind and emotional state. And that most of y'all have a type that have nothing to do with what matters. Your type have to do with the shallow outer shell, which is something that's gonna change probably faster than the goddamn mind or spirit. This is the emotional state. And so you get my point? You don't want to limit yourself to types. The best thing you can do is not have a type. If you ask me what's your type of woman, Solace, I don't have a type. And I look for potential. You get it? And somebody that have the potential to become their greater self. You follow? Somebody with a good mind, good emotional state, things of that nature. In regards to how they look. People look how they do, you get my point? Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Hang around somebody ugly long enough, they start looking normal to you. It came out too fast. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that, but y'all know what I mean. And so you get it? You don't want to limit yourself in this life, man. Especially when you're talking relationships. Like I said, status and outer appearance is always going to change. But know what you want in mind and emotionally. Salam, Gashnell Blair. Me and Harry B. Joseph, we don't have any problems. He's a fake version of me, and I'm going to be suing him soon. Outside of that, you don't need to bring him up here. He's a clown. Salam. Maybe I'll let my kids sue his kids. I don't know. I'll decide. But I want to be clear, all my books is copyrighted. And if you ain't get sued yet, ain't no statute, ain't no limitation, no statute of limitation on that. You get it? That part. I ain't hurting for nothing where I need to rush to do anything. Accumulate all you can, I wouldn't mind, whatever. Like I said, ain't no statute of limitations, so and he gonna be getting sued though. I already have side by side images of my book
Déjalo un momento.
and whatever garbage he got in his book.
Échalo ahí para acá.
And you get it? I posted it so y'all could see, but in a court of law, that shit gonna be quick and short. You got to be blind as fuck if you don't see. You get it? That nigga's a clown, like most of the people you got in the daytime. They look online, they get whatever they get online, they put things together, but they don't be realizing, you get it, some people is established and legit. Like I said, all my books is copyrighted. So you be a damn fool to be stealing shit out of here. And all them images and things in my book, they're my images if you understand what you're looking at. You get it? Some of y'all get lost there. You say, well, these ain't his images. I'm showing you or explaining to you something. The way I put those images together, you get it? It don't have nothing to do with the image. It have to do with something else. And you stole that. Some of the images y'all getting, they mine. It ain't nobody else's. I just been around so long, your ass so stupid. You forget. Damn, Solace was around for 10 years. I was fucking 15 when that nigga started. That part. You looking at my original images from my book. It's nobody else's. He dumb like that. He got my copyrighted images and shit like that in his book. He think it's just... Y'all stupid in the daytime. I don't know what's wrong with y'all, but... Dude gonna be a rap in a minute. He's a clown. And if you listen to him talk, you gonna notice like I'm not getting no clarity on nothing truly that I could use in real life. It's just almost babble. When I speak and teach, it's crystal clear. You get my point? If I'm explaining something, it's crystal clear. Most of the people y'all lost into, you get it? I'm light years ahead, man. You playing with your own self. Let me explain things that these niggas haven't even begun to think about. Meaning you done came here and learned shit from me that Harry B. Joseph ain't even begin to steal from me. You get my point? I'm not saying that an ego ought to be funny, blood. Like I said, I showed y'all he's stealing. So if you dumb enough to be following him, you want to get your mind tangled out. And you could have did the same thing he did and just dumbed your own self out if that's the case. Peace and wisdom, Glassnell Blair. But what you choose to do or watch is your own thing. You get my point? I ain't big on talking about other people, especially people that's, the lessers of me. I'll bring people up. Maybe I don't like them. And you get it? I have to speak my truth. Not my emotions, just the truth. I'm talking about his personal. I don't know him personally and I wouldn't care to. But just on that matter. Celestial embodiment or embodiment celestial. Yeah, it's about 20 people that's stealing my shit online. They all on Instagram and all these places that I'm not fronting like they me and shit. And a lot of y'all be getting dumbed out by these people. They steal my wisdom and alter it or like change it and add whatever perspective they want to it. That way I guess they think like they safe in copyrights, but you get my point? They dumbing y'all out for the most part because that shit don't be accurate once they do that. And more than that, ain't no statute of limitations on these things. I guess because I ain't sued them yet, they think they good. But I'm going to get to that this week, matter of fact. Yeah, you got hella Solace copycats. If you Google my name and fucking any of these goddamn social medias, you gonna see a whole bunch of Solaces popping up and shit like that. I'm more lit than whoever you got as a big star. Just Google my name, you gonna see like, damn, there's a whole bunch of fake versions of this nigga. And your famous star that you follow ain't no fake versions of him. But if you look at the numbers, do you get it? He's the man. And so, y'all lost into whatever y'all lost into, but visit my website, purchase my lecture magazines. Experiments the Spirit is the first. That was like 2020. I mean like 2015, but it came out in 2016, and you get it? Most of my books is before whoever y'all following even came out. They studied the motherfuckers and mimicked it. And so y'all can still visit the website and get those books. Meaning if you're reading Harry B. Joseph books, you might as well go get my books, because that's what that nigga did. And that you might as well see whatever he saw. And the same with, the other person you mentioned. And it's like 20, 30, it might be even 40. I can't tell you. I had this problem with young Pharaoh when he was out stealing my shit. Everybody do this, man. Alicio, I had an argument with them and anybody y'all could think of about them stealing my shit and playing dumb about it. And it's crystal clear they stole it. Where you like, blood? You see how people use imagery and these different little images when they're explaining things? That start with me. There is no teacher that did that before me. So if you ever watching anybody explain anything in that format, you already know what you're looking at. A fake. Because I'm the only one that did that. The rest of these niggas just talk. Sonetta Polite, all these Dr. Umar Johnsons. When I came, these is the people that was around. And they don't teach like how I teach, with the imagery and all of that. So you get my point? And if you see somebody doing that, they a solid follower, but they just ain't got no honor about themselves. I wouldn't mind if Harry B. Joseph and these different people, you get my point? There's a right way to do things and a wrong way to do things. They doing it the wrong way. But we could have worked together. But like I said, the daytimes y'all hella stupid. Meaning he be having more wisdom than he can, you get it? He have more books than he could sell right now if he had a fucking brain. But he's stupid. And this is how a lot of y'all are. Fucking stupid. Your greed get the best of you. Like I said, Harry B. Joseph, all these people stealing, they could have been working with me. In that, I have less work to do. I could just kick back, wait for my cut to come in. I ain't really somebody that care about fame and all that. That's the part I don't like. Be doing me a favor, but they stupid as fuck. You get my point? Once I don't like you, you good as dead in my presence. I will hope I don't ever see you. I'm still tribal, D said, please do a live one day about your drug dealing days. I would actually pay to watch that because I know you actually lived that life. Islam champ, you lost. You get my point? You want to pay for something I would never charge for. The fuck are you talking about? What would I charge you for poison? You want to pay so I could poison your mind out. Man. Gasnell Blair said, what? Why Silas, young Pharaoh? There's a video of me and young Pharaoh. There's a video of me embarrassing the fuck out of young Pharaoh. I asked him a question. That nigga panicked. Like, this generation don't know who I am, blood. They don't get like everybody y'all like. Man, they was a fan of me, nigga. I'm a legend. I pull up dolo. I will smoke your boots, nigga. That's not no lie. Any of y'all that know where that video at, you could share it. It was in Harlem. I had on like a leather jacket. Y'all know I always be fly shit like that. So just look for the fly, nigga. Amongst the dust. I'm just playing. Let's look for the fly little nigga. Y'all know how I look. And you get it? You could tell when we was standing there, he was hella nervous. He know who I am, though. It's like a lot of y'all. You know, like that nigga mind super sharp. I can't fuck with this nigga. He know too much. But you say whatever you say, right? But in my presence, you get it? You gonna be shaking and farting on yourself. General said he's in the video too, but he kept his ass in the back. But y'all gonna see him looking like, damn, this gonna get bad for my little nigga right here. If I'm lying, meaning some of y'all seen that video, you know what I'm talking about. Niggas was looking nervous, like I said, Seti was in the back. I got a picture with Seti that day, but he was in the back minding his business. So I ain't, Not Big Usain, not Big Usain, nigga. And you get it? Pharaoh came over there to me to record. He was running around a little event like he kept trying to get my attention. I guess he was a fan, but I didn't know who he was because y'all young, so I don't really like follow the young. And that I didn't really know who young Pharaoh was. I just thought he was a groupie. And I went to the bathroom. He came in the bathroom. He was smiling. You know how y'all be when y'all groupies, but I didn't know who he was then. So like I met everybody before I knew who they was. And that, you get it? I guess that's where the ego kind of come in, because they like, this nigga blew me off like I was a nobody. I don't know none of y'all. Come from the streets, blood. I don't know I know street figures. I don't know, like, and this is young Pharaoh before, you know? This is young Pharaoh. This is 2015 at a Sarnetta event. I ain't got no YouTube channel or nothing like that. I'm just some nigga that everybody that's wise know, and none of the people know me. Meaning y'all don't know me, they just all know me. Or better yet, they like my fans before y'all. Most of y'all come here from another teacher. That's how you got here. That's why they be getting so jealous, because you get it. They put y'all on to me, then they, I don't know how that works. Y'all weird. But, said Gasnell Blair said, where can I find that video? It's a Sarnetta video, meaning Sarnetta, he had an event or something. It's like 2015, like I said, like December 2015. You're gonna have to look for that date. And you get it? I had on like a leather jacket. They might not even have my name. My name might not even be in the title, because you get it? Niggas was calling me cheat. It was calling me my street name back then. I was just wise, and everybody just knew I was hella wise, but I wasn't like, you get it? In the mix. Y'all would just come around me, and I don't know how to explain it, but when I say like young Pharaoh was stealing or whatever, y'all don't gotta take offense and go all crazy and all that. The blood know who I am. I'm sure he got hella ego. He gonna try to act like he on the level, but you ain't gonna never see nobody truly step up and show they got that confidence. And I don't expect them to. I wouldn't. I'm not really looking to debate none of y'all. Y'all not that wise to me. I'm looking to debate motherfuckers that's like top level scientists. You get it? Not fucking young Pharaoh and shit like that. That shit. Talking to y'all just gonna aggravate me for the most part, because y'all gonna be talking around points already made. But can't nobody fuck with me. Y'all might want to just get that in y'all mind. Shadow said, I found you looking for Brother Panic. Someone in the comments said, that's not Panic, that's Solace. Yeah, you be having niggas use my voice. There's like a native indigenous group video floating around with my voice breaking down deep shit, but they say like it's somebody else. I'm the one that got these motherfuckers started. Like, you get it? And you get it? I give them no wisdom no more. So now they like the conscious community, just dumb the fuck out. But if you go back to them times, I had the native indigenous group going on a nice accord, you know? Because when I came, they was beat down by the conscious community, Pan-Africans. They was scared to say they felt like they was native indigenous when I came. Y'all was all scared. Because you know them conscious community boys, they gang up on y'all ass, and you get it, y'all was scared to death. I popped up on the scene, I don't fuck about nobody. I don't care how many conscious community niggas it is. I said what I said, I debate all of them at the same time. That's when y'all start getting confidence in yourself again. Like, hold on, this little nigga right here with the feather ain't no joke. And blood ain't falling either. And you get it? And a lot of the people that's native indigenous people, they come from that Pan-African shit. I transcended their brain, but they got the morals. They got the morals of an African and not a native indigenous, so I had to do me, go on my way. Y'all can do y'all. Gasnell Blair said, what about Jamal? I don't know everybody. Most people I don't know. I just know like Young Pharaoh and whoever started from my time, whoever or who was doing this before I started. They all got me on that. Whilst Young Pharaoh and all these people, they was doing their thing before y'all they followers. This is why, you know, it's like a tug of war with y'all, cause y'all was already following them. I just came on the scene. You can't deny the wisdom is some next level shit, so you get my point? But y'all already infatuated whoever y'all is. And that is pretty much a thing like that. You said Rashid Jamal. Rashid Jamal. Yeah, I don't know who that is, champ. I ain't gonna lie. I don't learn wisdom like y'all did where I listen to people. You get it? I hit the books. And that you talking about people, that's more of a gossip thing. Where you like, you heard of this dude or that dude. The fuck do they got to do with me getting wise? I don't get it. I hit the books. I'm old school. That's what make you wise. When you know your scholarship. Not because you know this nigga or that nigga. Shit, what that mean? But Rashid Jamal. Everybody y'all name, I'm sure they wise in some way. Y'all like them, but... You get it? I'm just that thing where it's like... It's just like that in life. You get my point? There's always gonna be that thing that's just like uncompetable within whatever it is. And they break the mold of what is the potential or the limits. Now, whatever y'all have as what a wise person can be and the limits of it, I just bust right through that. Where you like, damn, this nigga just explained some shit that I'm still trying to get my mind around. Like, how would he even figure that out? Like that. My mind been gone a long time ago, but in regards to like Young Pharaoh, he a little boy in comparison to me. I'm like 15 years older than Young Pharaoh. And that, you get my point? Like I said, I'm here to help y'all, but some of y'all, however you are, but I'm old, man. I got the gray hair. Y'all got to remember that. The old man with the gray hair now, man. When I started, I was kind of old. I was 33 or so. Just kind of lost in my look. I guess y'all think I look young. I don't really look that young in person, but TV's TV. Except Rashid Jamal. He was popular back in 2020. Oh, yeah, you talking about the young boy that stole a goddamn Jacob story. I had did a video where I said Jacob got his ass whooped by the Lord. Lord beat him up on on a mountain and broke his hip. And Rashid Jamal, like 4 or 5 years after that video, somebody sent me a clip of this nigga saying the same thing I said. Like, that's what I say. Like, everybody y'all follow now, they come from... He probably was like 17 when I was, you know, first hitting the scenes, and I was sucking up all that knowledge. By the time y'all turn 22, 23, y'all come out on y'all own, and you get it? Y'all don't move in no honor in the day where you like salute whoever you get the bulk of your knowledge from. Y'all are try to push it off on whoever y'all think popular. In that, you get my point? Most of the people you naming, they like you. They come here to learn. I used to have Eligio on the phone when I first came. You're hitting this nigga mad Jews. This where he got all that land shit from. He just fucked it all up, cause you get it? Y'all be getting mad ego before y'all get anywhere. That's where Eligio Nature Boy come from. The wise servant of nature. I'm the first one that was sitting out on the land doing videos and shit like that. That's where y'all get all of that from. None of this is new. I started like this. You get it? You see somebody doing a video over the riverside, they got that from Solace. You see a nigga with a bird hat on, that come from me. We at a point now, I've been around so long, anything you think of, you get it? I'm just a nigga that they just don't, I don't know. They don't want to give me my props for everything. Y'all follow hard in the daytime, so it's easy for it to happen. You get my point? Meaning everybody's still, and everything you see is just little images or reflections of me. You see a nigga cursing somebody out. You see how Charleston White talk. He got that from me. When Charleston White first started, he had dreadlocks and overalls on and talking like a politician. He wasn't cursing niggas the fuck out. That come from me. When Charleston White be like, yeah, 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 yeah. That come from me. I used to be like, no, no, no. I don't care. I'll curse you right out after I say that shit. That's why when Charleston White hit the scene, I'm like, who is this nigga pretending like he me blood? What the fuck? Like that. Y'all be say all that's ego. Y'all too young to realize, no, he telling the truth. What the fuck's going on? And everybody just mimicking this nigga. Whether you talking about wisdom, how the fuck I look, I wear silk shirts with them shits open. I don't even know why I do that. That's just normal to me. I start seeing niggas doing that shit. Boosie on Vlad TV with a silk shirt on open. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, man? I can't do nothing. Like, can I do anything? So it started to get like that. I seen 50 shirt with one of my leather shirts on. I mean, I seen 50 Cent with one of. If you go watch 50 Cent when he was on Cameron's show, It Is What It Is, look at the leather shirt he got on, and then go watch my Wraith Ninja video. That's that. But I had that shirt like 2 years ago. I had that shit like 2 years ago. Maybe I'll wear it once a year, but you get my point? Like that. I can't watch online without getting a little aggravated, because for me, it's just watching y'all still. Like, those of y'all that don't, salam. Peace and wisdom. D said, Solace, you helped Eligio finesse $600,000 from dumb people that joined his cult. He had his cult before I came along. You get my point? Everybody was doing whatever they was doing before I came along. My wisdom just so powerful, these niggas was stealing it, and that's how it was. You get it? They already had the people when I came. All the people y'all follow, they know me. Y'all don't. So they like giving y'all my wisdom. They my fans in perspective. Do you get why, like, my followers is the real teachers, and y'all basically the dumb fucking fools that follow them. And that they just finagle y'all in your kind of way, but I can't do that with them. If I tell them give back, do you get it? That part. And that, you get it, he already have his following. Young Pharaoh already got his following, so on and so forth. And everybody know each other already, and you get it? I'm just some new wise nigga from the streets, so y'all was infatuated with that. Like, Blood got a tattoo on his eye and all kind of shit. Nigga had on Timberlands like Tupac had on. Because when I first came out, I had on like 40 belows and a leather jacket. And you get it? And that, he was finessing them, I don't know. I didn't help him, my wisdom helped him. I don't know nothing y'all be doing, you get my point? Shadow says 607 Unk be stealing solid shit too. I don't even want to say nothing because they gonna be like, he got ego. They don't understand this shit, man. Like, yo, y'all getting my wisdom watered down so crazy by people that's half a throw the fuck off, man. But y'all got it in y'all mind I got ego because they told y'all to think like that. Meaning y'all teachers is playing games on y'all. They coming to learn from me. Then they telling y'all I got ego, this and that and that and that. So you don't come here and they could keep coming here and then feeding you what they getting. These niggas is in jail right now watching me, man. You lying to yourself if you think they not. Polite, Eligio, Pharaoh, Rashid Jamal, they in jail right now watching me. Right now. You in the wisdom, you can't get around, you know? I'm just an ass. That's OD. I'm just an asshole, you get my point? So I'll take full responsibility. I could have all of y'all and steal all of y'all from these niggas, but I just ain't got the patience to like trying to figure out how to scam and all that dumb shit. I'm good on that, blood. Y'all just get on the level when y'all do. The key's gonna get dropped in the water, you feel me? I need to stop saying that because my line is all hacked out, man. I think they think I'm selling dope still. I live a humble life, so you get my point? The cops probably like, nah, this nigga doing that on purpose. That's what they always, you get it? The way y'all live look like, but I don't be looking at it like that. Meaning if you know me from the past, so you probably like, that nigga still sell dope, he just smart now. He play like he regular and shit. And you get it? I ain't playing. I don't know shit, nigga. I know how to stay out of trouble now, I bet you that. Other than that, it's straightforward. But when I play like that, I think I be hotting myself up. I can't hot myself up, but you get my point? Be watching me and shit thinking I'm about to do something and be wasting your time. Peace and wisdom, Shadow. I'm glad you noticed, man. Maybe y'all start to get the heart up to start to say something in these comments. I'm solid for real. Ain't nobody gonna ride down on you or do nothing. We riders over here, you don't gotta worry. If you weak in ass, then just fall back. But if you sturdy, I wouldn't leave you hanging. You don't never gotta doubt that, especially if you holding me down. I'm front line. You ain't got to do nothing for me. Just hold blood there. I'm coming. I'm like that back in the day, and I'm still like that. If I ain't present, just let me know and hold him there. Make him stay there. You see somebody online fronting in any way, hold them there and come and get me. And you gonna see yourself, they gonna run the fuck out of there. But all these dudes be stealing, man. Hopefully y'all come to realize that. I know my videos is kind of on membership and that y'all don't got access to a lot of videos to even see. Like, oh shit, this old ass video that Solace is doing, I seen this the other day by Homeboy. Did the same video. So hopefully y'all stop being dishonorable, because I don't see the point of why y'all do that. Like, I don't get that part. It's like stupid almost. I'm here for you to use me, but not like the way y'all doing. You get my point? But I am here for you to use me. Use me for what I'm here for, you know, which is that wisdom. Using me for they self, you know, to dumb people out and shit. Add on to what I do if you gonna steal, if anything. Be an add-on. Don't be an op, because it ain't like you gonna be able to see me. Get it? Meaning if you stealing from me, you already know you gonna avoid the debate or the discussion. That part. That's gonna make it crystal clear, and that ain't no point on going that route. Gasnell Blair, he don't believe. He think I made this up. At the end of the day, it wouldn't matter. My wisdom, that shit limitless. You get my point? I don't run out. So it wouldn't matter. Meaning I don't want you to get lost on niggas stealing my shit. That ain't gonna make or break me, blood. My wisdom is who I am. And whether niggas is stealing my shit or not, my shit is unlimited. I don't need to speak on the next nigga to promote myself in no way. My wisdom do that, blood. I don't have to tell you Young Pharaoh stole from me. I'm gonna be around, but when all these niggas ain't, my shit don't run out. As long as I got life, knowledge gonna be getting dropped out. In that, do you get my point? I don't need the next nigga. I don't need no sob stories, none of that, blood. Whatever they stole, they could have. It wouldn't matter, blood. Pull the fuck up. They gon' lose. You get it? They could keep what they got. It wouldn't matter. And so I don't want none of y'all to get lost on that. Like, that's the most important part of who I am. Wisest man alive. That's the most important part of who I am. And everything that we talking about right now, just make that shit more official. But in all truth, if y'all didn't view me as somebody that got ego, I could show y'all. I could show you the Young Pharaoh video that I cursed him out about. That he was stealing. And I'm like, yo, why is you titling your videos like mine? I had a video where I was explaining, I done stole so much shit I can't even remember. But I had a video that had to do with, One World Order. That maybe like 3 weeks later, he titled his video the same exact thing. And was saying the same shit I said. I'm like, blood, what the fuck is you doing? Like, that nigga blocked me. That nigga blocked me. But I'm not starting. Motherfuckers be stealing, and I be taking offense to that. And maybe you heard another way, like I be starting. I don't know. But everybody y'all know be stealing. Maybe y'all can get that together for me, so I ain't got to be cursing nobody out, and I ain't got to have fake enemies. Getting mad at me because I'm getting mad because you stealing. I ain't even used to that. How I catch you stealing and you get mad at me? That's like a nigga steal out your house, you catch him and be like, put that back, and he start cursing you out like, no, it's mine. You like, hold the fuck up. This ain't supposed to go like this. Like, hold up. I'm expecting you to give me my shit back or something. And so I knew then. I said, yeah, y'all crazy. They crazy in the daytime. There's mental cases. Straight out of jail mental cases. Let me stop bothering y'all stars. More than that, everybody I named, though, I like them outside of them stealing. I mean, I like Young Pharaoh. He cool. He funny, too. Polite, whoever else. Polite, the only one I could say never stole. I ain't steal anything. He the only one I give respect to and say he do his own thing, or he just steal from Dr. Malachi York or whoever he do. But he ain't never, you get my point? He ain't never do no weirdo shit. He probably the only one out of everybody that I could probably sit down with and have a real conversation. Everybody else kind of, you get it, a little bit on the fake side. Their wisdom is borrowed from elsewhere, or an abundance of people, and kind of put together however they want to put it together. And that's my take on the people y'all like. Salam. I don't speak on people often, so enjoy it. Edit it up, share it however you want. Just keep it real, you know. Now I'm departing. I'm assuming y'all have no more questions. If y'all do, save it for the next vid. Salam, shalom.